Well, this changes everything. It is 5:46. I'm Danny Bonaduce. This is KZOK. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Colorful.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Paul. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Good, kids?
Doing well.
Wonderful.
All right, because there was concerns about your level of endurance.
Uh-oh. Why?
You guys were out late last night.
Yeah, okay. I thought I was an idiot for a second because everybody's going,
right.
oh, they got to be on stage going, here's a bumper sticker.
Yeah.
Till midnight. Shut up. So they did shut up. By the way, I'm making all this drama up. How'd it go? Okay, so what's the deal? Tell me what happened last night.
We hosted Battle of the Puget Sound Bands. It was super fun. The winner was called Once Upon a Tuesday, which is a pretty cool band name.
Sexy music. Those guys were rocking.
Sexy music.
Sexy music? Is that what it was? Now, what about
Like
the part where you got
Bound
home,
Chicka Bound
what, midnight?
After midnight, actually.
After
Yikes.
midnight.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I was very impressed with you, and I told them, because I made a lot of my career. I know you all think I'm brilliant and clever, but
Yeah, of
I
course.
made a lot of my career, not kidding around, working the other guy to death. That was my plan. I just worked harder than everybody around me. And even, I was a novelty act in the beginning. Oh, it's the crazy guy from the Partridge Family who took a bunch of drugs and went to jail. And then that kept happening, by the way, throughout most of my career. But one of the trick I had is, it's not like I don't need sleep. I most certainly do need sleep just like anybody else does. But being, homeless right before I got into radio, I don't even know if I had a house the day I got a decent paying job in radio. I don't even know if I lived anywhere back there.
Really?
So I thought, what can I do, man? This is super important to me. And I don't do it as well as the guys that go, coming up next is Debbie Gibson, 548.
You got to do it as well as that guy.
Well, I did. Unfortunately, that guy's me, which is why I didn't do all that well. So I thought, here's the plan, man. I will just, and I don't know that I even thought it out. I think something that happened to the kids happened to me. Somebody said, whoa, Steve St. John. That's a real person, by the way.
Yeah.
Steve St. John can't get to the Ballsack convention or whatever it is. What are we going to do? And I said, oh, yeah, I'll do it. You got to be on the air at 5 in the morning. And yeah, all right, I'll tough this out. I'll go say, hey, here's radio bumper stickers, and you all love me. So I saw the reaction to that. They just went out, Bonaduce's an animal. Doesn't need any sleep, works on it, wants to work all the time, then start getting out of my hands. Doesn't even need to be paid to work. Oh, no, totally untrue. I don't know how that skewed out of there. But that was, and so I'm telling the kids, I said, listen, you guys, because it was sprung on them. They were supposed to be there till like 10 o'clock last night, and instead they were there with no warning, God bless them, till at least midnight, if not later than that, to get home. And I said, hey, that's great for you.
Yeah.
Do that, make a big scene of it. Make it a thing. Look at me go. Look at me work all night long. They'll need you. They'll want you. They'll desire you. And Derek steps out of my way. And there's the boss who I'm telling them, oh, screw that guy.
Yeah.
Get out, just work, work hard. And it's,
Damn the man.
Yeah.
Do you
There's the
realize
man.
what you're setting up with that story? Who's in that room? Who are you talking about? A guy and a girl working harder than everybody else. And next thing you know, they're going to have the job.
Take it.
It's our job.
Take it. That's all. I swear to God.
you.
I mean that 100,000%. And I don't mean you by you, oh, Derek. I just mean anybody in your position. But right now, that's you. If Derek can sit up, go to the plate, take the plate, stand by the plate, swing the pitch,
any one of
whatever,
those.
and get this job, we let it go. He didn't take it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
He didn't. They just go, oh, Derek's such a genius. Let's give him the day about it. She'd say a morning show. No one will even know. Nobody would care. Well, see, if that gets me the point, I think it's fair and square. But having said that, I don't think it's ever happened. When I was in Philly in 1988, 89, this guy, and it's a top 40 station. I really am playing Debbie Gibson records. And there's this really pretty blonde. I'd go so far as to call him a blonde boy because I'm 30 when I start my career in radio. He was, 22. Surfed out Australian. And he'd get on the radio and he'd go, hello, mate, what's coming up? There's going to be some Debbie Gibson down under, if you know what I mean, mate. Well, I cannot compete with that. I don't know what it is, but I can't compete with it. Yeah. And I think he may have ended up with my job, but I also ended up getting fired and going to jail. So,
well, that'll do it.
Yeah, a couple of times it didn't do it. One or two times I got arrested and I just kept my job. And they said,
But one late night from Derek and Tori isn't going to kick you guys out of your chairs, right?
No,
They gotta
tomorrow
work a
it's the
few.
Derek and Tori morning show.
You
Is that
can't
right?
even remember her name now.
That's on purpose.
Corey, we're gunning for their jobs, right?
Yeah, come on.
Did you guys sound the energy level? Screams morning radio. I'm here, although you didn't get any sleep, hence this conversation. So I don't know if I have time or not. I found this interesting. I'm wearing a really cute, in my opinion, cute sport coat, a pink sport coat.
Hence
looks
the reason I
fantastic.
called
Thank you, dear.
Mr. Colorful.
What?
Hence the reason I called you Mr. Colorful this morning. I said, good morning, Mr. Colorful.
I was aware of that. I wanted to get through the kids.
I thought it was your shining personality that she was calling
you know what?
Mr.
It's
Colorful.
one of either two ways you can go.
People should check it out, though. Danny TV. You can watch it right now live on Facebook or later on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think the more I go to talk about this jacket, the less interesting I think it is. But the thing that I thought was interesting and still stands true. When I was a kid, now you couldn't wear a blazer anywhere, especially to Topanga Plaza with me and Joe O'Neill. You'd get beat up. But if you were a boy 12, 13, 14 years old, and you were in, say, just a pink sweater at the mall,
Yeah.
you'd get beat up immediately. And if they couldn't carry the weight of beating you up, they'd yell terrible things at you. And now you're a homo, and your mom knows you're a homo, and that jacket's a homo. Whatever. So literally the color pink could get you in a fight when I was 10 or 11 or 12 or even 13. The pink shoes that I'm wearing are like not even of the real realm. Pink, show up at pink shoes.
That's not something you could probably buy before.
Certainly
size.
not in
men's size, yeah.
well, the pink shoes, I'll tell you, to be honest with you, the pink shoes I'm wearing right now, the high tops, they are in lady size. I'm an 11 and a half.
Okay.
But yeah, because, man, my shoes are interesting. And guy shoes, since I gave up boots, it's like they're not that interesting. They're black and they have laces.
Not much of a heel on
They're
them.
black and they don't have laces, whatever it is. But I just thought it was really interesting. You know what else could get you beat up? And I think, Sarah, you may find this kind of interesting. Beat up as in either actually and literally beat up, but certainly called lots of names meant to feel bad about yourself, go home to your mom and cry. It turned out your name was Bruce.
Why?
Was that a thing when you were a kid?
No.
Oh, it was a thing. Universal, by the way.
Really?
Like you'd
Never heard
call
that.
a guy Bruce to imply he was a homo in a pink jacket. Like you'd go, oh, you're such a Bruce. What a Bruce. Did your mom call you Bruce? Did your friends call you Bruce?
Goodness.
And Bruce Lee put a kind of a weird stop to it. Not as much as you would think. It was, okay, there's Bruce. Call that guy names.
Yeah.
And people went, all right. And then they just took the bait. But yeah, you wearing pink as a boy. Let's fight right now. Let me say terrible things about you and your friends. Pink shoes just not even in a real thing. And if your name was Bruce, and then here's the other thing on that. If you could just convince the other kids at the school that guy's name was Bruce, that was good enough to ruin his whole day.
The 70s sound awful.
Yeah, they really do.
No, you could do it for your own. If you thought about it, like what was the torment of young teenagers, when you were in school?
Gosh, I don't know.
Really, man, maybe
I
it's
can't
just a
think of
better
anything.
time. You can't think of anything.
No.
Derek, you can help me. You seem like you might have tormented a kid. Who's the last 15-year-old you tormented?
I don't remember, honestly.
And was there a thing that universally made you a bad and different guy? Like, no, I'll tell you this. During your age, you come walking, maybe not your age, come walking out with the name Mohammed. When I was 35, it didn't react because I was a grown-up, but I remember my kids at school, there were Muslim students, and it was enough to go on the attack.
Yeah.
Your name's Mohammed, man.
You certainly hear stories about that. I don't think we needed a reason to beat people up when I was a
No,
kid.
just
Like, it was
fun.
just, somebody looked at me the wrong way and away we went.
Yeah, there was that one too at Woodland Hills Elementary School. But the thing was, I was with the toughest kid in school. I don't know that I was the toughest kid in school because, the year I would have started doing adultish male things or being aggressive, it's the same guy, if you ever remember, you saw that videotape, so you know the first year of the Partridge Family. When I was really young, I weighed 80 pounds. I'm not going around, your name's Bruce. Pow! That would not work for me. But I'm just glad that the point of all of this was how lucky we are to live in an advancing society.
Yeah.
Although, then you think Donald Trump, he's calling someone Bruce right now. I know he is.
A 2-alarm fire that officials believe started in a shed and then destroyed a house late last night in Olympia. And now crews are investigating to try to figure out exactly how this fire started. Thankfully, 2 people and 1 dog were able to escape. No one else was inside, but this was a quick spreading fire that has destroyed the building. They had to evacuate some people from surrounding buildings, but right now looks like everything is okay.
Cool.
The search is on for an 800-pound antique bell that was stolen from the Ballard Elks Lodge 827. Members say it was hauled away a few days ago, and they're trying to figure out who the heck stole it.
Yeah.
This brass bell was 130 years old, had been donated to them by the Fremont Fire Department. Members of the Elks Lodge called some scrap yards, and one of them said they did purchase some brass, but had no idea it was part of the bell, but it looks like it was.
It was a part of the bell. It wasn't like the bell.
Yeah, they think that this was part of the bell. And
Whoever stole it broke it up
Yep.
to sell off in pieces.
That's what it appears to be.
You think some home-style criminal knows how to break down a brass bell?
I mean, people who steal stuff like this for scrap, the big thing is copper. People stealing copper, but they do it for a living. Like, that's
no offense.
they're professionals.
You're talking to an ex-crackhead.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure what you can get for anything anywhere.
But
And
bigger scale if you're stealing
but
something 800 pounds.
bigger scale, just start at like 80 to 100 pounds, is a manhole cover. And people chop it up, they bring it in, and these guys either accept it or they don't. It's mostly on the scrapyard.
Right.
As the summer heats up, it's time for another I-5 closure in Seattle. The State Department of Transportation's Revive I-5 project will close the freeway from the West Seattle Bridge to Olive Way. All right. So that's how broken up I am about the traffic this weekend.
Pretty much all the way into and halfway through downtown Seattle. You can't drive on I-5.
Right.
It's going to be mayhem this weekend on the roadways.
Just tear it down already.
Tear down I-5?
Tear down I-5?
Tear it down, yes.
Well, that would cause even more mayhem, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm a fan of mayhem.
So this closure will be 8 o'clock tonight till 5 o'clock Monday morning. And as far as your roadways go this morning, Derek will continue to keep you posted on all the traffic. But it's going to be a really, really congested, tough weekend for people. On to Canada. A neighborhood just around BC is being accused of declaring a war on fun.
Really?
It has passed a bylaw banning all outside play from the street, telling kids they cannot do any bike riding, can't play hockey, and they can't use chalk to draw in the roads.
All right, now, is there some twist to this? You can't mandate that, I don't think.
You pesky kids, get off my entire neighborhood.
City,
Yep. Vancouver Island, a little municipality called Chemainus. And they said that 15-4, the council voted you can't play in and around the roadways. That means hockey, baseball, basketball, skateboarding, chalk artistry, bicycling, or other sport activities.
Do they have parks that kids can play in?
I certainly hope so, because parents are really upset. They said, you're telling us we can't go outside and play in our own homes?
Well, that's kind of, when I think of what's happening, I think the kids' safety is a concern.
The kids are going out in the streets.
Into the street.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to come to your house and say, I see you're playing street hockey.
In the
especially
driveway.
Canada. Yeah. Or,
It sounds like they're saying you can't play
I know.
in the street.
I think they're saying the downtown street. I think they're saying
all the
municipality.
streets. And
Right.
people who live on a cul-de-sac are pretty furious. You're telling me on a cul-de-sac I can't go out with my kids and play street hockey.
I get what Danny's saying, though. They're
Right,
not
I
going
don't
to
believe
enforce
they
it
are
in the
saying
cul-de-sac.
that. Right.
That they might enforce it on the busier roads, but they're not going to come to your
I
neighborhood.
think they think they're doing a good job for not only the safety of the kids, but also their businesses. Maybe they're getting blocked. There's no parking because kids are outside doing stuff. Some of it makes a little sense, but
Them
yeah,
damn
you try,
skateboarders.
those totally damn skateboarders. So I think you try and make that, you get away with that in people's front yards. I don't think that's going to happen.
It is Canada. You never know.
Well, they're already sorry.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday we talked about the Build-A-Bear Pay Your Age
Which
campaign.
I didn't understand and felt like an idiot when I got home. I even said on the air, I said, what kind of a deal is a $58 bear? And then right before the end of the show, I think it was Paul that said, no, I'm buying for a 6-year-old.
They're for kids.
Yeah. Well, I always go. I make what I don't want to make. I give it a name and a life I don't want it to live. And then I pay. I was not thinking about somebody else paying for the bear.
Well, so Paul told us that Jelly Bean was being surprised with a trip to Build-A-Bear because she is now 7, just turned 7 years old. That's a bargain at Build-A-Bear.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And did it happen?
She got down there an hour before and found out that 1,000 people had been camped out before they got there, and they decided to move on. And
Yeah,
and not
I
stay.
wondered about that when I started watching the news.
There were people there with lawn chairs, ice chests. People had been there for hours, and eventually it got so big that they had to shut it down.
Police shut it down.
In some sort of way, it makes me feel sad. How much are they is going to save? Oh, well, I guess if you do multiple kids, stuff like that. But camping out, just taking the chance on disappointing your kid, it just seems like a lot of effort to me.
Right. For us, I thought it was just kind of a fun thing to do. It's just like Slurpee Day. You're saving $1, but it's a fun thing to go out.
See, that is a fun thing.
Yeah. But this was, from what my mom says, it was just bedlam. There was just people all over the place. So this particular store in the South Center Mall, about an hour into it, they cut it off on their own.
Yeah.
But the other places where the police said public safety is just
it got cut off all over the
too big
country.
an issue.
So the entire country, it got shut down. Initially, the police did, some individual stores did, and then the entire company said, yeah, we've got some safety concerns. This is over. So Jelly Bean did not get a bear at all.
She didn't. We're going to go back this weekend, though, and get her one.
Did you go get her like a ice cream or something?
Yeah, she gets plenty of treats. She's a spoiled, rotten kid. I mean, first of all, her grandparents live with her, so it's like even if we didn't spoil her, which we do, she would walk down 7 stairs and get spoiled. Yeah. So she's fine.
You have 7 stairs.
Yeah, it's a split level, so there's like just small stairs.
No, I get the concept. It's just recently that the stairs have started to bother me. They used to be 5, 6, 8 stairs right to get into the kitchen. Now I hate it.
Police have apologized to Stormy Daniels, who was arrested and then apologized to and let go in Columbus, Ohio. Prosecutors say she was arrested when she shouldn't have been. So she was a guest dancer at an Ohio strip club, and there was a sting going on involving undercover police officers. They arrested 2 people, said you are illegally touching, and it turns out she didn't break the law.
Where do I sign up to be the undercover officer working the sting at the strip club?
She beat them in the faces with her boobies.
Did she? Yep. I did read a report that the cops were saying she forcibly pressed her chest against people.
Some dancer with bigger boobies than Stormy Daniels broke a guy's neck doing that trick. He may have died.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing is they're preventing murders, really. That's what they're there for.
Manslaughter, and no, that's not what they're doing. But and I think Derek may or may not be the ruler on this. Derek, do you know why you can't touch a naked lady at a strip club?
Washington state law says you have to be, I think it's 3 feet away at all times.
Man,
so it varies.
I asked this guy what time he got home last night.
Yeah.
And he really couldn't answer. But
I mean,
you want Washington
rules.
state law? I got it right here.
Yeah.
I'm Derek, and I know the law.
Revised Code of Washington 17.329.
I have a law degree.
Yeah, is that right?
I'm not even surprised.
Only in strip clubs, though. It's a strip club law
Strip
degree.
club lawyer. Oh, my new reality show. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Well, they had this happen in Seattle shortly after I moved here. It was like 99, 2000. But they had this police sting that was going on in strip clubs all around the city for like 4 years. And they spent so much money on lap dances and other things. And finally, it came out in the paper because they hadn't completed the investigation. The Seattle Times wrote these big exposés on it saying, why do our police basically live at the strip club?
Yeah.
Like taxpayer-funded 4-year investigations.
Since I've been here, they did stings on massage parlors.
Yeah, right.
That's more known prostitution. This sting, they said they were looking for people that they were going to accuse of prostitution. But because Stormy Daniels was a guest dancer, she's allowed to do that. So the laws are different state to state. It was okay to make contact. She made contact, and a female police officer reportedly put her hands on the officer's front and back, and that's not against the law. It is not prostitution.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I would have never thought that was prostitution. Plus, I think prostitution should be legal. I don't like Stormy Daniels any more than I did, but she screams set up, and I got to go with, yeah, okay, I think you can make a case for that.
Yeah.
200 tourists were evacuated yesterday from a campground on tribal lands near the Grand Canyon.
Was it on a Tuesday by any chance?
Was it on a Tuesday?
Yeah, because I'd just be bitching. How does it start? A tribal... It just had all these alliterations.
Two tourists
on a Tuesday.
Tourists.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you for helping me.
Was it 200?
Yeah, that was it.
200 tourists evacuated Tuesday.
To a trampoline.
Thursday.
To a trampoline.
To a campground on tribal land near the Grand Canyon.
There we go.
Now, this is the Havasupai tribe, and there was such bad flooding, they had to evacuate. And
can you imagine if another group of people just got stuck in a cave because it rained? Like you'd be all over there. Oh man, these are the Apasu or whatever their nation is.
Yeah.
Because that'd be a very serious thing if that happened again.
Well, I think we're better prepared for it now, though. Elon Musk made those little submarines, so we should be good to go.
Well, I mean, maybe that's why there is an abundance of caution because 200 people being evacuated during peak tourist season.
Yeah.
They're probably pretty bummed, but they said it's a gorge and the water was creeping up around people's tents and it could have been super dangerous and swept them over the way to Paul's least favorite place on planet Earth.
Yeah. I mean, it's not my least favorite place.
Kind of just a meh. It doesn't give him cancer.
A big hole in the ground.
Well, speaking of Elon
This
Musk.
is my least favorite place on Earth, by the way.
Well, that's a terrible attitude.
Speaking of Elon Musk, he has done an awful lot helping out sending that little sub to Thailand.
Yeah, they didn't want it, though. Like, he took parts of his rocket
Out of spare
ships.
parts. He built it himself the way Spider-Man did.
Right, exactly. And then he sent it to him, and they're like, nah, no thanks. We're gonna try that thing that we did yesterday where the guy died. We're going to do that some more.
Well, then that worked, though.
It did. They did all right, but...
There is a story circulating that they may have drugged those kids so that they didn't freak out during the rescue.
Oh, I didn't know it was circulating. I thought it was fact.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
The authorities have not confirmed.
No?
or denied
I thought for
that
sure
yet.
that happened.
Seems kind of smart.
Yeah, I'd get myself lost in a cave just for the drugs.
Elon Musk says he is done making mini submarines. He has already sent a car to space now. He is going to fix the water issue in Flint, Michigan.
Oh, that'd be nice of him.
Yeah.
It would be nice with him. He says he is creating a new email address, which is flint@x.com. He is going to be working very hard to get the water situation fixed because while it's no longer being talked about, there is still not safe drinking water in Flint, Michigan. It's full of lead. So he said he's going to do what he can to help them.
No, you go.
He's going to build something.
Yeah, but, I was pretty excited about the little tiny submarines. And then Paul, who, I'm at his least favorite place on Earth, says, we're not going to try it. I felt bad for him that they didn't even try his submarines. But it seems like he does have, I'm always suspicious of anybody doing a good thing. But it seems like he has the public interest at heart.
Yeah.
Police in Texas are looking for a man who broke into an office while wearing underwear on his head. The suspect is wearing blue boxer briefs on his head, but not enough to totally hide his face. He thought it would be a great costume. Instead of getting a ski mask, balaclava like most good criminals do, he's like, nah, I got this spare pair of underwear. He is spotted on surveillance camera breaking into this business, climbing through the window, flashlights in his mouth, and all of this caught on tape. The underwear bandit is being sought.
Did he get what he came for?
He did. And that's why they want him. If he just broke in and left without anything, they would just leave it be. But no, he stole from the business.
Well,
You can't do that even if you have underwear on your head.
No, you most likely can. And things like that make you, you got to remember to take the underwear off your head. You don't want to be the guy walking around and they think, I don't know, that guy looks familiar. Maybe he did it.
How do you see out?
The pee-pee hole.
How big is that? Never mind.
But it's not
Enormous,
a hole.
by the way. If you don't know how boys' underwear are built,
I have a husband. I know how they're built.
Yeah, I guess you could stretch it out.
Yeah.
It's not really a hole. It's
if you're a cyclops.
flap.
It's a flap. But I guess you could stretch it out over your nose.
I
'Cause
don't
I wouldn't want to hold it. You can't use your hands to steal things.
That's true.
I guess you could stretch it out over your nose. But I still don't
Ew.
think you could see out of it.
I think you're wrong.
I think you made a bad choice.
Oh, I think being the underwear bandit is a bad career goal.
Yeah, all right. We agree on that.
Yes.
Both of you, Danny and Paul, I believe, talked about hitching rides on trains before.
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
Not
I've
hitch,
thought-
like they didn't pick us up or anything. We just jumped on.
Right.
I've thought about it since being here, though.
Yeah.
There's
well,
all
you've
these
almost
trains.
done it. You've been out there walking.
No,
on the
I was
tracks.
just walking. I didn't go, hey, if a train comes by, I'm going to jump in that thing.
That's not what everybody here thought.
Apparently. But still, I've thought about jumping on board one,
Yeah.
because they don't look like they get going that much faster. The problem Jim and I had was it just started going faster immediately, and we're 10, and one
Right.
of us is famous.
And then you're
Super
4
weird.
towns over, and
Yeah,
you go,
exactly.
what do I do now?
We call, I think we called my mom.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened in Ohio. A pair of train hoppers came to regret their decision when it turns out they were on a high-speed train that carried them more than 60 miles.
Oh.
They hopped on, slow-moving train. They're like, oh, this is fun. But then the train picked up speed. They could not safely jump off the train. It failed to slow for 60 miles. They eventually called 911. The train then slowed down, and they were helped off the train.
What a bunch of babies! The train's obviously it's going somewhere.
It's gonna stop.
It's a high speed. It's gonna last high speed trains that I have taken seemed like they stopped every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it kind of
this
wrecked. What's the
case,
point of being a high speed train if you're going to stop everywhere in Bend, Oregon?
And now with cell phones, if they called from the train, I would feel much more confident. When we were kids, it was just like,
what are we gonna
really
do? Yeah.
stupid. You're going to show up in another town. You don't know anybody.
But
you don't
still-
have any way to call for help.
Show up in another town, get off the thing, and don't be in any trouble. Now you're in trouble. Just tough
Yeah.
that one out.
It's Friday.
I know
I don't know what that means.
No, it's Friday.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm confused again.
It's French Friday.
Oh.
All right.
Today is National French Friday.
National
And
French Friday.
We should all be celebrating and acknowledging just one of the best foods on planet Earth. Well, a lot of people are. There are a lot of free deals out there for National French Friday, including McDonald's. You can get a medium fry for just $1 today. Wingstop has free fries. A bunch of different places offering specials on French fries today to celebrate.
Nice. Wingstop has good fries, too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Are they the double fried?
No, but
Like
they're
crispy coating?
They're
weird
kind of
ones?
that like old-fashioned hand cut, and they're not
Nice.
super crispy like McDonald's. Normally, I don't like kind of a soggier fry, but these fries are really
I
good.
do. I'm a fan.
And the wings are great, too. Go to Wingstop today.
Well, here's the thing. I've been to Wingstop half a dozen times. Never occurred to me that they might have something else besides just wings and different sauces. I didn't know they had fries. I'm going to go get fries today.
I get their salad. Just kidding.
Get a yeast roll,
They
too.
don't have a
Yum.
salad.
A yeast roll?
Yeah, just get everything
get
they
that
have at
too?
Wingstop. Yeah. It's really good.
All right.
It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida. Story of the day.
Yay!
Earl Stevens Jr. was busted for drunk driving, but he had a good excuse as to why he was not actually drunk driving. According to Florida Sheriff's officials, they were called to a McDonald's for a possible disturbance. A woman said, "There's a guy behind me. He keeps bumping into my car." Well, they come over, they walk over to the dude's car, and they said, "We see an open bottle there. Got some brown liquor in that paper bag, and you smell like booze." And he said, "Yeah, I've been drinking Jim Beam bourbon,
Okay.
right from the bottle, but only at stop signs."
Well, there you go, as far as I'm concerned.
That's not drinking and driving.
No.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he's wrong, I'm afraid.
I
drinking-
never had a drink while the car was moving, only at stop signs and traffic signals.
When I was telling my wife at the time, Gretchen, that I was quitting drinking, of course, my nature is to hide and lie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. And I thought all these things. And one time I just wanted to be in my own driveway. And I was going to leave the keys inside my house or wherever they were. So the car could not function. There's no way the car could go.
Right.
And so then I looked into it. And no, I'd have been arrested for drunk driving
Really?
or DUI. Yeah.
Well, they said blow into this. He blew a .153 and then a .147. And, the legal limit is .08. And he said, "Oh, man, this is my second DUI charge this week."
Oh, man.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
We've got such a jam-packed show today. 7:20, giving you another chance to win tickets to see Paul Rogers. And at 7:50, if you can tell us where Sarah's Beaver's been, you can win tickets to see the Foo Fighters at Safeco Field. Right now, you can go to KZOK.com or Facebook.com/Sarah's Beaver to look at those pictures and be ready to call at 7:50. And we've got music news next. Bruce Springsteen did something unusual at his concert this week.
Played 90 minutes like a person.
Posthumous music from Tom Petty. We've got the details. And in sports, you can win Mariners tickets next. Starting with music news, Bruce Springsteen's Broadway show usually ends with Born to Run. But this week, he decided to do something a little different. For the first time ever, he came out for an encore after Born to Run and performed This Hard Land. That is a song that is not included in the Springsteen on Broadway set list, and he has never done an encore before. Now, we know Bruce
In life
Springsteen
or just on Broadway?
on Broadway. We
In
know
life,
gotta-
he does like 5 hours.
I got to be
Yes.
honest with you. I've seen the guy 5 times. I've never seen an encore, but I'm thinking I left.
Yeah.
After 2.5, 3 hours.
Which is like a third of the way into the
Right.
show.
He said that normally his wife, Patty, performs a song, but she wasn't there. He said, Patty's not here tonight, so this is from her. She normally performs Tougher Than the Rest, but it doesn't make every performance. She wasn't there, so he's like, let's do something a little different.
I know. Let's not have my wife sing.
Yeah.
Did you get enough of that with Paul McCartney? For God's
She's
sakes.
pretty good, though, Patty Scialfa.
She was in his band before. I mean, I don't know how
Before they were
personal they
married.
got, but you know, I don't pay my money to see Bruce Springsteen to have him go dig the little woman. She's isn't she great?
Mopop made a cool announcement about a new exhibit that Tori is already in line for.
All right.
She left already. Pearl Jam Home and Away. It's opening on August 11th, and it features 200 artifacts tracing 28 years of the Seattle legendary rock band. It's the most extensive Pearl Jam exhibit ever and provides an intimate first-hand journey from 1990 to the future.
Really? Wow, that's pretty.
Tori, you're in line, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Can I live there?
Yes.
In the exhibit?
Yes.
Okay.
You can be part of the exhibit.
I want to.
Just wear a sign around your neck or a sign pointing to you or something. Just have it say like fan.
Yeah.
Dress up in a specific Seattle garb. Yeah, I think you can live there.
Yeah.
Tom Petty's death did not mark the end of new music from the rock legend. A previously unreleased track from 1982 has been made public ahead of a box set to be released, and it's a song called Keep a Little Soul. They said this is going to be included in a 4-CD set dubbed American Treasure, which is weird because that's Kevin Costner's
Sure.
movie.
Yeah.
But the box set's due out on September 28th, but here's a little bit of that song.
I know you tried hard to get it right. There's a sadness in your eyes.
Sounds exactly like every other. I mean, I don't mean this in a bad way, but it sounds like a quality Tom Petty song.
See, I don't think it sounds like every Tom Petty song because I think it sounds a lot like every Bob Dylan song.
I do get a little Bob Dylan feel.
Way
Like
more
a-
Dylan than you. Like normally, I get that. Like the fact that they're the best songwriters who ever walked the face of the earth is how they got past their own voice.
Yeah.
Was but normally, Tom Petty sounds a little bit more like Tom Petty than to
He's a
What's his
little
face?
whiny.
yeah.
Turn this up a little, Derek. Of course, it's not the same.
I'm thinking about getting out of town. All the heartache.
It sounds a little like Bruce Springsteen to me.
It also has a little bit of that Short People song. Remember that? And they come around, don't
Yeah.
wanna. You're short and stupid.
I like it a lot, but I agree with Danny that it's like he's doing Dan.
Pretty sure that's how that goes.
How dare you?
Well, the Emmys were awarded yesterday, as in the people who are being nominated. The list came out, and there was a big surprise. For the first time ever, Netflix has more nominations than HBO.
Dun 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 dun.
It's the first time anyone has done that this century. So the experts say,
The first time they've gotten more Emmy Award nominations.
yep, than HBO.
Anybody, not just Netflix.
Yeah, HBO's been
Wow.
the leader since like since 2000 or
Yeah.
99 or whatever.
God, I remember saying this will never work
HBO?
with my dad and
Yeah.
pay for TV.
Right.
Who's going to do that?
Yeah.
Now, the experts, for the most part, say they got it right. Obviously, there's always a snub or two here and there. Mandy Moore didn't get nominated for This Is Us, which some people were upset about. But Netflix, a ton of nominations for The Crown, Stranger Things, their specials, their documentaries, their comedy. Now, let's see. They got 112 nominations.
Jeez.
HBO got 108.
How many
No.
categories are there?
Right? NBC, which was anchored by SNL and This Is Us, ranked third overall with 78 Emmy bids, followed by FX, which got 50. And then the rest just got a little smattering of votes here and there. And Anthony Bourdain received several posthumous Emmy nominations yesterday. Parts Unknown got 6 nods, including 2 personally for Anthony Bourdain as executive producer, host, and writer. Also, the 7th nod went to Explore Parts Unknown, which is on CNN.com.
Is that far more than what he would have gotten, or what he would have gotten last year or the year before?
I don't believe so, because he won Emmys 2013 through 2016 for Outstanding Informational Series.
Okay.
So,
he's definitely going to win in something this year.
Yes, almost definitely.
And Netflix, obviously the hottest thing around, which is why Jason Bateman is a smarty McSmarty pants for signing a new deal with them. He's already on Ozark and Arrested Development. He's already in bed with them, but now he has partnered with another producer for a multi-year deal with Netflix to generate film and TV projects.
That's a just him thing. I don't know that what he brings to the table enough that other guys don't to excel like this, except totally affable guy that everybody, I got to do a show with the guy. I'm going to go with that guy.
Oh, yeah.
So that's, I think, a big part of it.
Everybody likes Jason Bateman.
Everybody likes him.
The RoboCop franchise is coming back to the big screen. Paul Verhoeven's wildly successful 1987 movie about a police officer brought back from the dead as a powerful cyborg is now being brought back by director Neil Blomkamp, who's the dude who did District 9 and Chappie.
I would change my name almost immediately. If I had to explain that.
Yeah.
Well, 1990 gave us RoboCop 2, and they said this will be an original movie based on an unused script for a sequel that was penned by the guy who originally wrote RoboCop.
Oh, wow.
RoboCop Returns.
What year did RoboCop come out, you know?
What did I just say? Not listening to the words
the
that are
real
coming out of my
RoboCop.
mouth. 87.
87, because I saw it. I remember thinking, and I remember people going, this is crazy. Detroit can't be like that.
Yeah, it can. Derek will be telling us about all the new movies that are in theaters this weekend. A lot is coming out. Plus, aren't we giving people a chance to win movie tickets?
That's right. KZOK has teamed up with Adam Tickets for Free Movie Friday.
Free Movie Friday!
The Adam Tickets app lets you browse movie titles, buy tickets, invite friends, pre-order concessions, all from your phone, and skip the lines. Today, Adam Tickets wants to give you a chance at free movie tickets. Just text them now. Text WIND to Adam1. That's 2866 and the number 1 for your chance to win. Standard data and text message rates may apply.
All right. Thank you, Derek.
Hey, Derek. By the way, are you saying win?
Wind.
WIND.
W-I-N-D.
Okay.
28661.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
More drama surrounding Sarah Palin and Sacha Baron Cohen.
Good. I'm expecting backlash like crazy. I better be right.
You're wrong.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Billy Wayne Ruddick has penned a letter to Sarah Palin telling her she is so wrong.
How can you be wrong saying it's not a great idea to mock handicapped people?
Well, he says, all right, we'll start over. Sarah Palin says she was duped by Sacha Baron Cohen, that he pretended to be a man in a wheelchair who was
A war vet, right? Or
War
a
vet, yeah.
He says, I never said that. Billy Wayne Ruddick, who is the character Sacha Baron Cohen was playing at the time, yesterday released a letter to Sarah Palin.
Okay, I'm slightly lost. Is that a real person?
No, this is the character that he's... So
It's not based on a real character? He's still in character?
It's the person he pretended to be when he interviewed her.
Yes. Kind of like Ali G, how he stayed in character all the time, or Borat, he's in character. This is one of his characters. Dr. Billy Wayne Ruddick penned a letter. Okay, this is Sacha Baron Cohen in character. Dear Vice President Palin. So right off the bat, you know it's going to be funny, right? Dr. Ruddick says, I said I was in the service, not military, United Parcel.
All right, that's a little fun.
Yeah, I don't care for it.
Was he wearing the brown shorts when they did the interview?
He went on to say a couple things I can't say on the radio, and basically wrote a letter saying, you know, this is the character. I didn't really do the things you're saying I did, and you're being a poor sport.
I completely disagree with him, but I hate him. So that's not entirely fair. But you're supposed to get, I lost the use of my legs in the service. And you're supposed to know, oh, you mean UPS. he set her up.
That's funny.
I did see something where he said that he really wanted to be in the military, but he had bone spurs, just like our great president. So he's
You're not really comfortable saying where he alleged to have had his bone spurs.
no, but he
Who's it, friends?
So he says the character is claiming to be a fan of both Sarah Palin and of President Trump.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and it says bad things about Obama, this character. Sunday, we'll find out.
That's not going to be their lead episode, right?
They are keeping this so under wraps. We have no idea because they're not admitting that it happened until now.
Yeah.
So we have no idea what's happening on Sunday. So whether you like it or not, Sacha Baron Cohen's new show is certainly getting talked about a lot.
Yeah, certainly.
And I set
Danny's
my DVR.
not in line.
I am not in line.
I set my DVR for Sunday night. I think it airs super late
Oh, yeah.
because it's probably not going to be PG.
I'm guessing not.
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports
Brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Well, the All-Star game, one of the catchers was supposed to be Buster Posey. He is hurt. Albert Pujols will be filling in for him.
I love the name Buster Posey.
I thought you were
Great
going to
name.
say.
It's better than Albert Pujols.
Yes.
Well, Albert Pujols demonstrated that he is an all-star by hitting his 630th home run,
Wow.
tying Griffey for
Yeah.
6th on the all-time home run list. Hey, congratulations to him, but because they
He did
really
it against the Mariners.
they really beat the Mariners badly last night, 11-2. Well, the Mariners continue a road trip. Up next, the Colorado Rockies. 5:40 start time on Root Sports. So since they're on the road, we're going to play an in-studio version of Mariners KZOK Music Trivia. We play you a song clip. If you can tell us the title, the artist, and the year it came out, you win tickets to an upcoming home Mariners game. Derek, play the clip. All right. Do you know it? Call right now. 800-252-1025. Artist, song title, and year it came out.
Believe it or not, the scariest part is not losing 11-2, which seems scary enough.
Seems like it would be scary, Paul.
James Paxton going out after less than an inning.
Yep.
It looks like it's just a stiff back, nothing with his arm, nothing with his shoulder, which is good. Hopefully he can rest up through the All-Star break.
What
and be
happened to
back, but stiff back. He had a stiff
That's
back. He was pitching and his back was really tight, and they pulled him more so just to be cautious. You know, you want to rest a guy,
Right.
and especially one of your best pitchers, get him back in there after the All-Star break.
Yeah, so as extreme caution, back tightness is very common for baseball players, but it's not obviously not a good thing. But with the All-Star break right around the corner, why push it?
I'll tell you, I remember when I was pitching for whatever team I was pitching for when I was pitching against the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
The one pitch, 80, 90, 180 mile an hour pitch that I threw in
Yeah.
hurt my back a little bit. So I
And they pulled you after that one pitch.
Can you
out of,
imagine? I
abundance
said,
of caution.
give me a chance, coach. I'm ready to play.
Antonio Senzatella. Serena Williams is headed to tomorrow's Wimbledon final, which is impressive because it's only been 10 months since she gave birth to her daughter, Olympia.
Oh, she should play with that baby in one of those things. That strap it to,
like
and
a baby carrier.
she could beat most human players with a baby strapped to her.
Definitely.
Well, it's impressive because she had a very difficult childbirth. She had suffered a pulmonary embolism and was in the hospital for a long time after birth. And
Ew.
she said it was so hard for her to even just walk to the mailbox. And it's pretty amazing to think the human body able to recover, and she is back in her athletic form.
Well, God bless her. I like her. I'm a fan. If she had a Netflix series where she pretended to be somebody else, I'd watch it.
Tomorrow, the Storm welcome in the Dallas Wings. Tip-off is at 6.
Go
On
Tips.
Sunday.
Yeah, no, he's right. Go Tips.
Yeah.
Don't you even listen to the things that are coming out of your mouth, Sarah?
Wow, my
Go
goodness.
Tips. Go Tips.
I did. On Sunday, the Atlanta United come to play Seattle Sounders. The match time is 11. And World Cup gets underway again tomorrow with the third place playoff game, Belgium versus England, 7 a.m. But Sunday is the exciting match, World Cup Finals, France versus Croatia, 8 a.m. Do y'all want to know who the favorite is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
France
Yeah.
is the favorite.
Of who? To do what?
You beat Belgium, you got to be the favorite.
If it,
You beat
if it
Paul's
doesn't
pick.
involve cheese, they are not my favorite, those little French people.
Yeah, so France is the favorite to beat Croatia. I am rooting for Croatia personally. Paul, you've been a good expert at this. Who are you rooting for?
France is going to win it easily. And they're a great team, and they're a great young team that's going to be really good for a very long time.
All right. We'll see if Paul is correct and wins himself 10 trillion Zimbabwean dollars.
You don't even
50
pay
trillion.
attention to the bets. It's such a lack of respect.
LeBron James, back in sports news, we know he just left to go to the Lakers, but now it looks like he is continuing his movie career. Maybe that's why he wanted to go to L.A.
Maybe.
He has signed another deal for a starring role in a comedy. He's developing the movie and is also in talks to star in said film.
It's got some problems right off the bat.
Which one?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, his movie career, his height. Because what happens, any scene he is in, he becomes the novelty act by being so tall. And the second thing is his level of fame. He's a car crash. He's
Right.
an event walking into the room. It makes it very difficult to pull off being anything else. The thing that made me fall so much in love with him was it being a great sport in a movie, but also playing LeBron James, the basketball star.
Yeah.
So
Well, he's already got a deal to star in the House Party reboot. He's also going to be working in the new Space Jam movie.
is he going to be Kid or Play or Michael Jordan?
But this new project is something called Superintelligence.
Oh,
I
I'm the
believe.
star, I think.
Charles Oakley is learning the hard way. If you try to cheat a Las Vegas casino, you will end up behind bars.
Oh, I thought you ended up with your fingers smashed with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, behind bars if you're lucky.
Yeah, right. You're in custody.
Well, Charles Oakley was arrested at the Cosmopolitan after allegedly trying to pull a fast one during a gambling session, all of it caught on video. He is alleged to have tried to pull back a $100 chip after realizing he was about to lose. Now, during his NBA career,
This guy's an NBA guy?
ex-NBA player. He tried to pull this chip back, but it's reported he made more than $46 million during his playing time.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to take back
Well, I
$100.
got to tell you, of all the places I would immediately stop going if I became super rich, a casino.
Yeah.
I'm not going to win enough. If I've got $40 million, I'm not going to win enough to change my life, but I could lose enough to really bum me.
But still, no matter how much money you have, that $100 in your hand,
Yeah.
it still hurts to lose it.
The Mariners are on the road facing the Colorado Rockies tonight. 5:40 start time on Root Sports, playing an in-studio version of Mariners KZOK Music Trivia. Derek, play that song clip again. Well, what stymied me again was the year, but it didn't stymie Richard in Monroe. He's going to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to pick up tickets to an upcoming Mariners game because he knew the answer. That is AC/DC.
Yeah.
You shook me all night long. The year? Dun, dun, dun.
Are we guessing? 1982.
1980.
1980 is correct.
All right.
Give
I was
Danny a
trying to be
cookie.
dismissive to show I didn't care because I'm always wrong on that. All right.
Well, Richard in Monroe, like Danny, was correct. 1980. Derek, what does he win tickets to?
We just made Richard's day because he won tickets for the game on July 20th at 7:10 p.m. versus the Chicago White Sox, which just happens to be Pearl Jam fireworks night.
Pearl Jam fireworks night.
Don't miss the third of 5 fireworks shows at Safeco Field this summer on July 20th after the M's face the White Sox. The Mariners will be celebrating Seattle's own Pearl Jam with a fireworks spectacular featuring all your favorite songs by the legendary band. For tickets, rock out by heading to mariners.com.
All right, thank you, and congratulations, Richard. For the rest of you, your next chance to win Mariners tickets will be after the All-Star break, which all of that activity happens next week. Sports This Morning brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Don't go anywhere. A lot of show coming up. 7:20 tickets to see Paul Rogers, and at 7:50 tickets to see Foo Fighters.
So we have got tickets to see Paul Rogers September 29th at the Emerald Queen Casino. And early in the contest, I said this guy was voted the greatest voice in rock and roll history. Well, I believed I'd heard that somewhere, that was a thing. Also, I think Axl Rose was voted to have the best voice in rock and roll.
Yeah.
So I looked it up again, and sure enough, the overwhelming winner of best voice in rock and roll is Paul Rogers, and we have tickets to see him for just playing Paul Rogers coming up at 7:20.
Well, we are super excited for the All-Star break because we have so many Mariners going this year. And I got to tell you, I was not feeling super confident that Gene Segura was going to win the popular vote because he had stiff competition. Andrew Benintendi came in second. He's having a great season. He plays for a bigger city. I was just thinking, I don't know if he's going to get enough.
What city?
Boston.
Everybody in Boston sucks. Sorry.
But, Red Sox fans, Yankee fans tend to really get behind their teams and root for them for sure.
Well, they've also got New England behind them. So I was just thinking, man, that, 5 states are going to come together and there are going to be more votes for him.
Right.
But no, the Mariners had such a great marketing campaign spearheaded by Paul.
Of course, yeah.
Hashtag Send Segura. 13.6 million votes.
Not too shabby.
That's amazing.
I don't think my vote counted because I kept voting for Neil Sedaka. I don't think that's how that worked out.
No.
Well, another huge marketing campaign that everyone is talking about, yesterday and today was Build-A-Bear, this pay your age.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, Becky, I don't know if any of you guys saw the lines. Thousands of people here in Western Washington waiting in line.
I think if you turned on your TV, whether it was a news channel or just on TV, you saw pictures of kids crying and people saying, we didn't stand a chance. I mean, it was crazy.
It looked like Black Friday out there.
It did.
Yes.
That's what it looked like to me.
And I don't think they were expecting that, or it wouldn't have been shut down.
No, they'd have
the way
managed it better if they were expecting it.
But these are, just 2 examples of some really successful, huge responses to marketing campaigns. And it's pretty cool when you see these really successful ones that cause such an uproar. If it's this marketing campaign and everyone's talking about it.
Right.
Another big one was IHOB.
Which I thought, by the way, kind of worked out for them.
Yeah.
Because I had every intention of being incensed, and you're bugging me. It's a stupid game. Why'd you do it? It's a publicity stunt. And then the answer is in the question. Oh, it's a publicity stunt. They did it so we talk about them. Right. Okay, I thought they did all right.
Yeah. What's another one you can think of, Danny?
As you know, I am brand loyal, and I go to McDonald's. That's if I have to have fast food, I'm going to McDonald's. Although there was a time I went to Wendy's, and it's because some old crazy lady asked me where the beef was. And then everybody in the country was talking about there was T-shirts. I mean, it was genius, the Where's the Beef campaign.
It was a very successful marketing campaign. Sometimes the huge response is uproar. It's not always that their marketing campaign is successful. People were upset about the IHOB. They were.
But it got them talking about it. That's the thing.
It did.
People were very upset about the Build-A-Bear thing. And I don't think there's any chance in the world that's what they were going for.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Well, you guys listening, when have you seen a huge response to a marketing campaign? What was it? Call us now and let us know. 800-252-1025 or text your answer to 90627.
Build-A-Bear's ad campaign went crazy popular. Another one that was, I think they got their intended effect, and that would be IHOB instead of IHOP. The question to you then is, when have you seen a huge response to a marketing campaign? Phone number, 1-800-252-1025. Text number, 90627.
Good morning to Treasure in Maple Valley.
Hey, Treasure.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. So it's one I think is huge right now is the Share a Coke campaign that Coca-Cola is doing, where they put names on Coke cans and bottles.
It's
I think
cool.
It's brilliant.
You do?
Yeah,
You both think? I don't think it's that brilliant.
No.
To be honest with you. Well, I've never, ever been anywhere near the person whose names were on those things.
Yeah.
I've never once been there and had a Coke with Amy. And that's pretty, normal name.
I'm going to guess Treasure has not seen a Coke with her name on it.
That's
yet.
interesting that she would find this. So, yeah. Did you ever see a Coke and a Smile with your name on it?
Absolutely not.
No. It is a unique name. I think we have guesses at what you do for a living, Treasure.
Paul.
What? You don't
I
have
make
guesses?
the big bucks.
You make the big bucks. I bet you do.
Well, the guess off the air was that you're a stripper. I did not bet into that because
Really,
your
you
parents
didn't.
named you. What do you do for a living?
I'm actually in healthcare. I'm an interventional radiology technologist.
Well, that's totally different.
Yeah.
It's still hot.
It's still smoking hot.
Yeah.
It's better money, I think.
And Bruno Mars wrote a song about her, so she can't complain.
Is that true?
It is true.
I'm going to assume it's
Treasure.
called Treasure.
Yeah.
All right.
Debbie in Covington, when have you seen a huge response to a marketing campaign?
Hi, you people.
What do you mean, you people? Okay, you're adorable. I'm going to go on record right now as you're adorable. There, Adorable Debbie. It's your new nickname around here. What's up?
I say 7-Eleven because I don't even like Slurpees, but I had to get a free one.
Yeah, you have to do it.
Yeah, but is it genius marketing if you give away your product free?
Yes.
But nobody just takes that and walks out. Like, you buy other stuff while you're there. You grab some beef jerky or a candy
I have to
bar or
grab somebody
whatever it
else's
is.
kid. I always think that's funny.
But every
she's
year,
right,
it's,
though.
it's long lines out the door. It's nowhere to park, and you're getting a Slurpee that's pretty tiny.
Yep.
I bet it costs $1 or less to buy it on any other day. But you go there in droves because it's free Slurpee
Yeah.
day.
You know what I've noticed? Some of the marketing campaigns have been by fans of TV shows that have then gotten a hashtag going to save TV shows that have been canceled.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The ones that I understand, I guess I'm way more into fast food than I thought of because I used the Where's the Beef as a marketing campaign. They
Yeah.
totally work.
Yeah.
But I heard this 50 years ago, 40 years ago. No. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Why do I still know that? Because it was genius. That's why.
Good morning to Richard in Seattle.
Hey, Richard.
Good morning, guys. Bringing back the Sonics or the hockey team, starting with either one of those.
Oh, definitely the hockey team.
Huge.
I mean, the goal was to hit that 10,000 marker that Vegas did in like 6 weeks.
Yep.
And we did it in 12 minutes.
Yeah,
was amazing.
And then ended up with 33,000.
Yeah, they had to cut it off because they had double the capacity of the venue. That's
That was an
crazy.
amazing marketing campaign.
And worked well.
And
Who
we
was that
took part in
movie
that.
guy we had in studio?
Jerry
Bruckheimer.
Bruckheimer.
Jay Bruckheimer was in here, not saying much, but what he was saying was about how we should have a hockey team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's, no team name, no coach, no mascot, and people are shelling out $500 to $1,000 to buy or put a deposit on these season tickets. That's brilliant.
right. I mean, like the Mariners with sending Gene Segura to the All-Star game. I mean, this city really does rally behind its sports teams. It's pretty awesome. Tony and Kapowson, when have you seen a huge response to a marketing campaign?
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Go Tips. I think
Go
Got
Tips.
Go
Milk,
Tips.
I think Got Milk gained a lot of traction. It forced into got this, got that, got everything.
Yeah, Got Milk was a huge marketing
Huge
campaign.
thing, by the way. So they discussed me doing a Got Milk campaign. Now it was supposed to be a novelty because obviously I wasn't at the level of fame, but they wanted me particularly. And then when we saw the pictures, I thought it was still funny, and everybody went, "Oh, I don't think we can do it." And it was Danny Bonaduce with a big white line under my nostrils. I said,
Oh,
"Got
yeah.
Milk." Everybody said that's the worst taste ever. I disagreed because it paid a lot of money.
It looked good on everybody else.
I
but
thought
on
it was
you for some
hysterical.
reason, yeah.
When have you seen a huge response to a marketing campaign? Let's talk to James and Bothell.
Hey, James.
Good morning, all. Well, it's not just a product, but it was the theme song, and I think it's one of Danny's favorite. The Slinky, the wonderful, wonderful toy.
The Slinky. It's fun for a grown-up boy. So, yeah, I agree, man. Yeah, that was a great one. There's these jingles that stick with you forever. This comes from when I'm 14, maybe even younger, and that would be, hold the pickles, hold the lettuce, special orders, don't upset us. All we ask is that you let us serve it your way. And that was the marketing campaign for like 1978 for
Burger King?
Burger King. And they never used it again as far as I know, and I still remember it.
Kozak and Sumner, good morning.
Hey, Kozak.
Good morning. How's it going, everyone?
It's all good. What do you got for us?
All right, so in 2003, I worked for McDonald's, and they decided to go with original price burgers, 10-cent hamburgers, 20-cent cheeseburgers. It was insane. We had, traffic packed up for miles blocking. It was insane.
It sounds insane.
That's wild.
Yeah, here locally, Dick's and Ivers both do that, I think, once a year where they roll their prices back to when they founded the restaurants.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's really cool.
How about the ad campaign for Chick-fil-A? I don't even know what it is, and there's still a line
have
around
one.
the block to go to a Chick-fil-A for a $12 chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
And let's hear from Dave in Federal Way.
Hey, Dave.
Half a day from Guam, guys.
What's
hey,
up?
The first UFCs when Hoist Gracie was beating everybody's ass with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yep.
And Gracie Baja's slogan is organize like a team, fight like a family. Hey, three free classes at Gracie Baja and Federal Way. Check it out. Shoot.
That right there is a brilliant
great
marketing strategy.
I know people that, like, I'll go somewhere and do stuff, and they'll ask normal questions, and they'll say, what's that Hoppa Dave guy like?
Here's a great text into 90627. A brilliant marketing strategy is suing President Trump. It's worked out great for Stormy Daniels and all of her old videos.
Yeah.
I bet sales are through the roof.
yeah.
I would imagine so.
And Paul, what do you think?
How about the mobs of people who showed up to get their Szechuan sauce from
Rick and
McDonald's
Morty.
when they brought it back for one day because of the demand from Rick and Morty? They caved to the demands of a cartoon.
Well, it
Right.
was. I feel in some way that was genius, but I don't know the marketing campaign that made me know about it. I know that I knew about it, but mostly from us. Did they do a campaign about that sauce?
Sure, it was mostly online, and because it was younger people they were
Right.
appealing to. But they had kind of a similar situation as to the Build-A-Bear, where they had way more turnout than they could handle.
You remember when McDonald's came in here and they told us, oh, yeah, we're going to be on Capitol Hill at the McDonald's over there. Thousands and thousands of people, and they ran out in, I think it was under a minute. So successful.
Ran out of what?
They ran out of the Szechuan sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that Rick and Morty, all of it was online. People just watching that show, wanting to bring back Szechuan sauce.
Okay.
Shut up. Hi, Bill in Lakewood. How
Did
are you,
say
buddy?
Shut up, or
She did.
Shut up.
She said, shut up. I heard her.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, so what's
Tori's been waiting
happening?
all morning for you to call, Bill.
Really?
Yeah.
I should have put my alarm clock for early. I'm sorry.
Is there no bottom to this?
No, well, I'll go even lower. Yo and Olympia, our friend, says Bill needs to put his clothes back on because that's my thing. Yo's the only one allowed to be naked on our show.
So the answer would be no.
No.
What do you got for us, Bill?
Well, first of all, tell Yo I did that in homage of her.
Oh, nice.
That first thing. I was trying to, pay it forward.
That's
Yeah.
cool, man.
Yeah, there was a insurance company, I think it was, and they had the dogs driving in a car, and they had the little dog in the car seat in the back, and it looks like a family. And then they see another dog walking on the street like a poodle or something, and the mama dog looks at the driver, the papa dog.
That's super funny.
It's super funny.
You know why it's not a great marketing campaign?
Because I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
None of
none
us
of us
have
know what it is.
Any idea what it's for?
Right.
Some
But
kind of car?
The good side of it is yes, it was a wrong answer, but Bill is in fact naked.
And Tori's excited by that. Tori, speaking of, what do you find to be a great marketing campaign?
The unicorn frappuccino from Starbucks was a great campaign just by looking so pretty.
And people
it
talked
tasted
about
like
it.
crap, but it looked pretty.
Every single time I went, it was sold out. So
Everything that looks pretty is not delicious, Paul.
That's right.
that is actually true.
No, I know.
Derek, what did you think was a huge response to a marketing campaign?
Taco Bell's done it a few times, but recently it was during the NBA Finals, steal a game, steal a taco.
Yep.
Yeah.
And on the day of free tacos, I went down there, and there was a line out the door around the side of the building. And normally I hate lines, but I love free tacos, so I actually waited about 45 minutes
Wow.
just for a free taco.
Now, everybody can afford a taco from Taco Bell. They're just next to free.
Yeah,
So
that's
was
the
it
point.
part of being the group? Was it part of the event?
I just love free stuff.
But you get caught up in that hysteria. Yeah,
Big time.
you can afford a miniature Slurpee. You can.
Yeah,
you really can.
Well, and Taco Bell with their nacho fries. What a hugely successful marketing
Huge.
campaign. Thank you all for your calls and texts. We are getting ready to play one final round of Paul, Roger, or Paul Rogers. It's your chance to win tickets to see Paul Rogers September 29th at the EQC. If you would like to play, call right now, 800-252-1025. At KZOK, we want you to see Paul Rogers of Bad Company at the Emerald Queen Casino September 29th, giving you a chance to win tickets right now, playing Paul, Roger, or Paul Rogers. Now, here's how it works. Danny is going to give you some song lyrics.
Yeah.
And if you can tell us if they were written by a Paul, a Roger, or Paul Rogers, you can win.
This game's been surprisingly difficult all week long.
Yeah. Usually off the air before we start, we bet each other how many calls it's going to take till somebody gets it right.
Yeah.
And a lot of these have been so obvious. Everybody just went one, and the answer turned out to be like 7.
Yeah, well, on Monday, we had 4 calls. There's 3 options.
There's 3 possible answers, and for some reason, we took 4 of them.
All right, Steve in Seattle is our first contestant.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing all right.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I do.
Do you understand the rules of the game?
Yes.
Then let us go to town. Although he seemed like the type of guy who always followed the rules, having him as an answer to this game might technically violate our own rules. But it's Friday, so here goes. Who wrote these lyrics? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Was that written by a Paul, a Roger, or a Paul Rogers?
That was Roger, Mr. Roger.
Technically, that's exactly right, Mr. Man.
Thank you for playing our silly game.
Oh, Steve in Seattle, I am so glad you got that right. Otherwise, you'd be mortified. You
Yeah.
have won tickets to see Paul Rogers September 29th at the Emerald Queen Casino. You're going to the Jeep winners window in our lobby to pick up your tickets. And we still have a lot of cool stuff for you guys to win this morning in just under half an hour. Your tickets to Foo Fighters coming up at 7:50. And next, the big news of the day.
And the big news is brought to you by Goldberg Jones. Excuse me. Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE, or you can go online to goldbergjones.com.
Well, we were talking about the Build-A-Bear marketing campaign.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it.
It was such a big deal. People waited in line for hours, and lines were thousands of people long. Here in Washington, they had to close the stores down out of public safety, and then it went nationwide. They shut down the campaign. They actually had to close the stores.
They shut down Build-A-Bear.
Well, there is some good news to report from all the chaos. That Build-A-Bear Pay Your Age promotion got out of control, but they said they understand that people are upset they weren't able to get bears, so you can get a $15 voucher to use at Build-A-Bear for free. You just need to log into the Build-A-Bear Bonus Club. You have until midnight, July 15th. You sign up for this program and you get a free voucher.
Well, you know what? I don't care for it.
No?
Why?
No, because think of it's a bait and switch, man. How much would you save by getting Jelly Bean a bear when she couldn't pay her age?
About that $15.
So is that is about, because last time I went there in 1995 or something like that, they seemed to be like $50 for a bear then.
That's their dirty secret of this whole campaign. If you went yesterday and you got in line hours before, and let's say your kid's 7, you got the $7 bear,
right,
or the $7 dog, or whatever animal you picked out, you're still going to spend about $50 before you leave that store,
right?
Because you just get the animal and the stuffing. But then your kid's going to want to put a heartbeat in it. Your kid's going to want to put some clothes on it.
So you don't find that in
shoes
some
on it,
way dishonest or misleading?
accessories. No, I mean, it was misleading from the get-go. Everybody got it. Everybody got that, yeah.
I didn't completely get it, Paul.
I'm saving 10 to 20 bucks on a bear, but I'm still, if I buy any clothes or I buy any accessories, I still have to pay for that. They don't just say,
right,
hey,
you get
however
everything
old your
about
kid
this
is, you
guy.
take
All right.
everything
I
from our
think it's
store.
less than straightforward.
Most people who have been to Build-A-Bear know that you're not walking out of there with a naked bear.
Now that it's been brought to my attention, know that's exactly correct.
I mean, you certainly can. You could go down there and
I
just
never
get the
have.
bear stuffed, but your kid's not going to be very happy.
See, because my kids came along in life when I actually had a job.
Yeah.
A bunch of other people that wanted stuff from me. I didn't have a job yet. The kids, anything they wanted, the answer was yes.
Yeah.
A Guinness World Record has come to an end. Sad times for 82-year-old Sridhar Chilal. He had held the record, 66 years, longest fingernails ever recorded.
I remember, how long did you say? No, not the length of the thing. How long has that been a world record?
It has been a record for 66 years.
Okay, because when I was a little kid, that was the record that you looked up, and the guy with the curly fingernails.
Yeah, that's gross.
He is now 82 years old, and for 66 of his years, he had the longest fingernails ever recorded. They stretched 30 feet.
How do you even function in life with 30-foot-long fingernails?
I don't know how you answer the phone. I don't know how you feed yourself.
Yeah.
Now, the way the record works is it's on one hand, so it's his left hand only. His thumbnail, 6.5 feet long. They had to remove it with a mini power saw.
Why'd they
And-
remove it?
What?
Why'd they remove it?
Well, it's kind of cool. What they did was they said, if you will cut your nails off, we're going to put them in Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum.
Where I've seen them.
Now, New York City's Ripley's, believe it or not, said they will take them and maintain them for a lifetime, and they want to honor his legacy.
Did he make a pretty good payday out of this?
He's getting money, and he now gets to have a regular life.
Right, yeah.
So he agreed to do it. And
although, how regular? Because if you're willing to do that, grow your fingernails out for 75 years or whatever, there's something else weird about you. That can't be the only thing.
There's a lot of weirdness going on with this guy.
Yeah. Well, they said due to the weight, his left hand is permanently disfigured.
Oh, jeez.
He can't open his hand or flex his fingers properly. It's a lot of work for
You ever see the lady at the nail salon try and answer the phone?
Yeah.
That's only about 4 inches long.
Right.
Imagine that, making that 10 feet long.
Yeah.
The Emmy nominations came out yesterday, and
It's about time.
we know that Netflix outdid HBO.
Yeah.
However, HBO still had a huge number of nominations, including Peter Dinklage. He got an Emmy nomination, and in doing so, broke a huge Emmy record. Since the first season of Game of Thrones, Peter Dinklage, who plays Tyrion Lannister, has received a nomination for supporting actor in a drama series every year the show is eligible.
He had so many that if he stood on them, he'd still be small.
Now that puts his nominations at 7, which breaks the record for the most nominated performer in this category.
That's great to do it, though. Break that record in the year that they kill the character off, too. Like, it's convenient.
Well, the tie, let's see, was with Aaron
See,
Paul
that
from
one
Breaking
sounded
Bad.
so legitimate. I thought, oh, man, is that actually happening?
No, they didn't kill the little guy or the school teacher.
All right.
The 70th Primetime Emmy Awards will be airing Monday, September 17th, 5 p.m. on NBC.
Do you know the last year I was nominated?
No, what?
Never.
Oh.
Aren't they mistaken to do that talent like me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mistaken.
Best kid on a bus with other people.
Yeah.
That'd be the category.
It seems like that should be a
It
category.
totally does.
We found out this morning there's 3,000
Yeah,
categories.
exactly.
Yeah, we did discover there are far more categories than we realized.
Because HBO, even being second place, we're still nominated 110 times.
Yeah.
That seems crazy.
Yeah.
But I guess it is a lot of the stuff we don't see, just like with the Academy Awards. It's best.
Set design. And
Yeah, well, you know
makeup
what?
and-
I don't think it's right.
No?
Because you
A
didn't
Grammy, I mean, an Emmy for something I didn't see? That seems stupid to me.
Unless you had been nominated, then you'd think it's absolutely right.
Am I the set decorator or the music guy or
I don't
something?
know,
I'm
but-
not that guy. I'm barely bigger than the little guy.
We know athletes tend to be superstitious.
Yeah.
Baseball players, especially,
Yeah.
very, very superstitious. If they're not having a good season, they'll cut their hair. They're having a great season, they won't change their underwear. Like weird stuff goes on. And some people think.
Apparently, I think I'm having a really good year.
For a couple of years in a row now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Some people think there is no such thing as bad luck, bad mojo, superstition is dumb. However, fans of the English international soccer team have now turned on Mick Jagger.
Really?
He was in the crowd
I
during
think
the
it's turned
World
on
Cup
a lot.
during their loss 2-1 to Croatia. Well, he apparently has done this before. Been the bad mojo.
Oh, he's their bad luck charm?
Yes. It happened in 1990, and they said every time he goes to a match, they lose.
Well, shut up is what I say. Because the weirdest thing was that 80,000 other guys were there.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be a jerk face to that guy. You'd be a jerk face to Mick Jagger because you look out and you go, oh, that's Mick Jagger. Who was the blonde dude to the left a little bit? Ban that guy.
But they don't know that that guy was there every single time.
There's
They
pictures
know
of that
Mick Jagger was
guy.
there. Can I blame Mick Jagger then for Belgium losing?
Yes.
Then he owes me 50 trillion Zimbabwean dollars.
According to sources, every team Mick Jagger has supported in a World Cup in the past years, every time they lose.
Every time he shows up, they lose.
18 times.
Well, 18 years. So what do we have?
That
World Cup
seems
every 4 years?
incredibly bad luck. Oh,
Yes.
it's only actually four times?
4 World Cups, but I don't know if this is other competitions.
Whatever
as
it
well.
is, I had a... And Mick's not my favorite. Mick, because we're pals.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you do that fight about Beatles Stones, I got to go Beatles all the time on that. And then I can think, well, you know, I know a couple of other really cool rock bands, you know, that smoke him.
That's the big news of the day, and it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men, 1-800-DIVORCE, or online, goldbergjones.com.
Yeah, but wait, there is more, right? If you know where Sarah's beaver's been, that's very important because the prize is pretty awesome. So I would say you start dialing right now, 1-800-252-1025, because if you know where Sarah's beaver's been, you're going to win a pair of tickets to see the Foo Fighters.
Call now.
Do. I knew I'd still get you. The old classics. Do. Looking around, all around town, because Patch is the clown. Won't you give me a clue? I'll find your beaver and I'll be calling you. Where says beaver? Where says beaver?
Where am I?
Where says beaver? I want to win on Danny's show on KZOK.
Well, of course you want to win because we've got a fantastic prize.
Fantastic.
A pair of tickets to see the Foo Fighters at Safeco Field, all for looking at pictures of the beaver. She goes someplace new each week, and then we post those pictures to facebook.com/sarahsbeaver or KZOK.com, and then you call and you win fabulous prizes. This week might be a little bit difficult for people to figure out.
The fabulous prize?
No.
Oh, so that's pretty fabulous.
Yeah.
Her location.
Ah.
Let's talk to Ray in Tacoma and see if he knows where Sarah's beaver's been.
Hi, Ray.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, hopefully she was stacking rocks, making a little stone totem up in Churchill, Manitoba.
That is correct, Ray.
How the hell did she get
Right
there?
on.
Well, that didn't seem that difficult for Ray.
Yeah, no.
Although it's normally not. Usually there's a sign that says, like, welcome to Churchill, Manitoba, Canada.
Last time I had it, it said, welcome to Yakima, Palm Springs, and some other place.
It did not say welcome to the Palm Springs of Manitoba.
It did not.
Did say Churchill, and she went to hang out with beluga whales and polar bears. Believe it or not.
Oh.
Made it home in one piece.
Because she was with you.
Yes.
She's almost never with you. That's
That
what
is
threw me.
correct. Ray in Tacoma, I'm so happy you looked at those pictures because you are going to the Foo Fighters on us. Foo Fighters at Safeco Field. We'll see you at the Jeep Winners window in our lobby.
You know, when I first got into radio 30 years ago, my boss pulled me aside and said, listen, the worst radio you can do is this. Hey, look at this. It drives listeners crazy. They're out of their mind. Don't do it. And then, I don't know if it was his fault or I'm just terrible, but I started saying it all the time. Well, times have changed, my friends. You can say, pick a card and have it be. It's still crappy radio, I would think. But you can still see. The pink jacket I'm wearing, the Seahawks hat Paul wears.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, how lovely Sarah is. Whatever it is, you can nowadays see it. Catch the live streaming video on KZOK Facebook page, or you can watch the daily replay of the entire show commercial free on KZOK YouTube page.
We got some bad news this week. We found out what The Rock is cooking. And it's not a campaign for president.
I'm not sure that's a terrible announcement, a sad announcement.
He didn't rule it out. He said 2020 he can't run because he's already signed too many movie contracts.
Right.
And he physically does not have the time. But he said maybe in 2024 he would consider it.
If that's his reasons, though, I would never, ever vote for him.
What do you mean, though? He's made
money and
already.
fame is more important than being the leader of the free world.
Yeah,
well, I'm never voting for you.
And
now.
making what looks like a couple of crappy
movies for $25 million each plus a piece of the back end.
Right.
No, but I don't think
it's
that he.
honorable because he's already made the commitment and he's not going to back out and let people down.
I think that's a completely reasonable way to go. I would just never vote for a guy that would say, hey, when I'm done doing important stuff, like jumping off buildings in the movies, then I'll be your leader. I don't love it because I think we've got enough novelty presidents.
Well, though, some people still say Oprah should run. And I don't know, is she considered a novelty because she was on television, or is she legit? Could Oprah actually run in his place?
Is that a real question? Is Oprah Winfrey not a novelty candidate for the United States of America's president?
She's clearly a very intelligent woman.
Clearly.
She's a businesswoman. She's not a politician, so that's why
that
maybe
might be a good thing. Again, I don't think so. She's too lovey, touchy-feely. You got to go to some bad people running bad countries, doing bad things, and tell, stop that or I'll bomb you. And I just don't see her saying, I'll bomb you. Obama could say, I'll bomb you. And that is who I vote for being to run in 2020.
He can't.
He can't. She can.
Oh, Michelle Obama.
Sexist.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally. And now for my own sexist, because I'm sure she's great and qualified and all that stuff, but you'd also get a third term for Obama, who I liked and voted for then. I like better now.
Yeah, she hasn't, excuse me, she hasn't really said if she is considering it. As soon as Hillary lost, like literally the second it was announced, people started the hashtag Michelle in 2020.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't think it was her doing.
No, I don't think so either.
Well, you guys listening, who do you think should run for president in place of The Rock? He made it official this week saying he will not be running in 2020, so somebody needs to take his place. Who should it be? Call us now with your ideas, 800-252-1025 or text 90627.
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? I guess that's going to get some mileage today. Well, it's not cooking the presidency, or at least a run for it. He said no. So the question is, who do you think should run in his place for president of the United States of America? 1-800-252-1025 or text 90627.
Good morning to Mike and Sultan.
Hey, Mike.
Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Stinky Sexy Bonaduce.
What do you got?
I think it's got to be Jimmy Buffett, because then he's going to put margaritas and cheeseburgers in every household.
Brilliant. Yeah, well, as long as you have a stand like that, because I'm going, I think he's kidding me. But the chicken in every pot, except his chicken is drunk. Drunk chicken.
And I do feel like Jimmy Buffett drinks responsibly. He does party, but responsibly. And he's extremely successful with a lot of different businesses. And I think, the rest of the world would like to see his Hawaiian shirts.
You do?
I do. I think it would bring some levity.
I'm trying to think. The president of the United States. I was going to go, no. What are you talking about? By the time I said the words, they seemed funny to me. The president of the United States showing up in a Hawaiian shirt. That's kind of funny to me.
I've seen Barack Obama in a Hawaiian shirt. I think while he was in office.
I think while he was in Hawaii.
Yeah, but while he was president, not after. Yeah.
Albert in Bellevue, who do you think should run in place of The Rock for president?
I think Charlie Brown, seeing as how America's in the cartoon characters these days.
There you go, man. Two in a row I didn't fully get, and then you say them, and I go, I see your point exactly.
Nice job, Albert. I think Albert's a new caller, too.
Really? Is he in a can?
Welcome, Albert.
Welcome, Albert.
Welcome, Albert.
Get out of that can.
Larry in Bonnie Lake, good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning.
What do you think, buddy?
I think we'd like to see Clint Eastwood.
10 years ago, and I'd agree with you completely. Now, that's an old guy.
Yeah.
I think he should stop directing movies eventually. Right. He's 85 and weighs 85 pounds. He's not the man he was, but we don't need Dirty Harry in the White House. Clint Eastwood had some really good, although I saw him take exactly one political stance, and he was interviewing an empty chair. It was
we need to
awful,
build the time
man.
machine.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that he didn't, because just because he was Dirty Harry, I mean, we've had actors be in the presidential office before.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan. We had a guy that wasn't even a citizen, well, he was by the time, and became governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who saw that one coming?
Right.
Got a really thick German accent,
Austrian,
and you have no,
no political experience.
Thanks, just what I was going to say. And then it worked, and people liked him for a while.
It's weird. All he said was, "It's not a tumor." Every place
that
he
was
went.
his campaign slogan?
Yes.
I don't think so.
It's really weird.
I think it's kind of stupid of him. Really.
Good morning, Lisa in Tacoma.
Lisa.
Hey, guys. I missed you, by the way. I haven't listened for months. I've been gone. Anyway.
We miss you too,
Welcome
Lisa.
back.
Thank you. I think it should be Kamala Harris or Chuck Schumer, because every day they're courageous enough to stand up to the insanity that is Trumpville. So,
Now, you know what my problem with that on a personal level, like voting for Schumer for president would be, I totally want to punch that guy in the face all the time. What a whining baby. And I agree with most of the stuff he says. It's just like, be a man when you talk.
You don't like how he says it.
I do not like how he says it.
You'd have a hard time punching him in the face.
What
Chuck
do you mean?
Schumer is pretty tall.
Okay.
Kamala Harris is qualified, but she's just being Lisa's being very political about this political decision where we're picking Jimmy Buffett.
Right.
How about this on the text line, 90627? President Peter Dinklage. I hope he doesn't come up short in the polls. Also, a vote for Sarah to run for president in 2020. Can you imagine the filthy State of the Union address?
Very nice. I like it.
Well, Tony and Kapowson has an idea of who should run in place of The Rock for president.
I think Paul the Butcher would be a great leader for the United States because nobody would want to mess with Paul the Butcher.
You're damn right, Tony.
You're damn right. You're damn
Bacon
right.
on every pot,
Yeah.
plate, table.
Whatever you got, man.
How much of a vegetarian is she that she doesn't even know where the bacon goes? She's like,
in the
bacon
pot,
in every box?
In the drawer.
What do you do
Bacon
with
in the
it?
drawer.
Good morning, Victoria in Shelton.
Hey, Victoria.
Good morning.
What do you
I
think?
think General Mattis. For
He's a
sure.
badass.
Mad Dog.
I agree with you. Didn't he get in some trouble, though?
Yeah, but I mean, Mad
hasn't?
Dog Mattis, you don't really even need to know anything else about him. Just
He's
the fact
a
that
guy
he's
named Mad Dog
Mattis,
has
yeah.
his finger on the button.
Right,
I
exactly.
think people will pay attention.
Mark calling from Auburn. Who should run for president in place of The Rock?
Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
See, why?
Da-da-da-da.
I mean, do you have to have something besides being famous?
He's like, he has this like look that commands respect.
I watched him on a second mortgage commercial, whatever that is that they sell to old people.
Reverse mortgage.
And I believed him, man.
Yeah.
I thought that is not a scheme at all. That's not a scam.
Yeah, he definitely seems very
But
trustworthy.
you can believe him, yeah.
Well, Mark, why do you think Tom Selleck?
Well, if you go by all the characters that he plays, starting from way back at Magnum to Blue Bloods now.
Are you okay?
Who the hell is mad at you, Mark?
Huh?
I told you not to call into that radio station, Mark.
Tom Selleck just has this imposing stature. He's
Yeah.
a big dude, the mustache. Like, I don't think anyone would mess with Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
His, and I believe this to be true. I've never actually heard it from the creators of the show, but his Magnum PI character was based on this really pompous private detective character from the Rockford Files, and he was hysterical. He got laughs every time he opened his mouth.
Yeah.
Doug in Mount Lake Terrace, who do you think should run for president in place of The Rock?
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Yeah, correction. That's Slim Master Doug, okay?
Okay.
Sling Master Doug.
Sling Master Doug. Sorry
Sling
about
Master
that.
Doug.
Come on, Derek, get it right.
Hey, Danny, I think Danny ought to run for president.
Sure.
I don't believe I can be elected.
No, why? You're
Convicted felon. I think. I don't know. There's been a lot of times since anything bad happened in my life. So
I bet you're right.
I own a gun and I vote. So whatever it is that would stop me because you're a convicted felon from owning a gun or voting, and I could go to Canada. I must be free.
I think you can get those three back with time, but I don't know that you could run for president.
Yeah.
I think he's right, yeah. Brenton Port Townsend, who do you think should run?
Oh my God, it's Sarah. How long till the weather report? I can't take it anymore.
Oh, it's just so hot, Brent.
Well, it's weird when it just happens like that.
Clothes.
What did she say?
She's
What?
You didn't say that on the radio. Brent,
Do we still have Brent?
calm her down, Brent.
Okay, I need a towel. The
Oh, my
UFC,
He's
Dana
sweating.
White.
Dana White.
Dana White.
The
Yeah.
head of the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He's so
Vanna
intimidating.
White, too. Vanna White would be great.
Vanna White would be, and she can spell.
Yeah, she can.
Very rarely is the president of the United States going to come short with writing a note that's spelled accurately.
I mean, but the letters light up, so she does have a bit of an
That's true.
advantage.
David and Puyallup, who should run for president?
I think we should have Keanu Reeves because he's subtle, humble, but yet one badass humby.
I am with you all
Well,
the way.
I disagree with everything just shy of his name.
I'm such a huge fan. It's actually a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Paul, what do you think?
He's come up on the show already today. He does most days, and I don't know how somebody didn't already vote him president, but American Treasure Kevin Costner.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a nice one.
And right now, he's got that role in Yellowstone, the new show that they're doing.
Which looks great.
Oh, it is fantastic. I've been watching it, and he plays both a politician and a cowboy, which is just, that's so presidential right there.
Right there. We had one already. It was Reagan, and
Yeah.
people loved
Yeah.
him.
Is his age okay? Because I'm actually thinking we should start the campaign.
Yeah, how old
He's
is
got
Kevin
to
Costner?
be 60s, would be my guess.
Yeah,
for Kevin
late
Costner?
60s.
63.
Yes.
63,
Really?
yeah. Let's vote him in today.
Very nice.
Plenty of time.
What about, we're going for people to play heroes. What about a hero? What about Sully Southernberg?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
you can't say his name. Can't be president.
You can't, hold on.
I know.
Sully Southernberg.
If one
Sullenberger.
campaign sign has Sullenberger on it and the other campaign sign says American Treasure, I think Kevin
I think
Costner's
we'll
going to
know.
win that.
Yeah, exactly.
But Sully could fly Air Force One himself,
Yep.
so he could
Oh, yeah.
he could cut back on some jobs there in the White House.
No,
maybe.
we've had you know what? We've been, you said that. I think we had a couple of presidents that either
been
could or
pilots?
could be qualified. Certainly Bush
Yeah.
flew for the something.
Air National Guard?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know that he was a pilot.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought,
What'd
I
you
thought
think?
he was just a
I just thought he
wingman.
joined it to get out of going to war.
No. He claims he landed recently that when he gave the job done or whatever speech, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
He landed that jet on that carrier with a pot in the back, guy in the back, allegedly. But I believe he was a pilot.
Well, then John Travolta could be president.
Well, it's
If
not
we're
the
talking
only requirement.
criteria is being able to pilot a plane. Angelina Jolie could be president.
Is that true?
Yes. Tori, who do you think should run for president?
This guy won't stop believing in our country, Mr. Steve Perry.
Yeah.
He's got that little Filipino dude taking his gig, so he has a lot of time, right?
Is his entire his qualification to be president as that he said, don't stop believing?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, good enough for me, man.
And Derek, who's going to get your vote?
If we can't have a rock, how about a stone? Sylvester Stallone, Rocky himself. He'd punch Putin in the face. He already took down Russia once.
He's not good at spelling,
It
is he?
sounds like slang, too. And what are you going to do? I'm going to punch Putin.
No, he's right. And he already did take down Russia once.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
All right. Sly for president. Thanks for all your calls and your texts. We are going to take a very short break and be right back with the news. Investigators are trying to figure out what sparked an overnight fire at the Lake Stevens post office. Crews were responding to the scene, 17th Street and 124th Avenue, about 10:30 last night after a passerby called in to report seeing smoke and flames. That they say they were able to see the fire was at the front entrance of the post office. They put it out, but they're now trying to figure out how it got started. And thankfully, there are no injuries.
Right.
I have some very sad news this morning.
All right.
Out of Alaska. The last two Blockbuster video stores are calling it quits.
That is sad. Why did they have two Blockbuster stores in Alaska, by the way?
Mostly because they don't have access to fast enough internet. So a lot of these streaming services they can't use. So it's a resource for people to go in and,
But
old
it doesn't
school
seem like the end of that, the resolve of that is I'm going to go and still go to Blockbuster for my movies. It just seems like there should have been another level in between there.
I guess they still want access to entertainment.
But, all right, yeah.
Well,
I
Paul's
guess.
right, though. It's just lack of compatible internet because you can maybe have internet but not strong enough to watch video.
And I think there's at least one still. I'm not positive.
Only
but I
one,
think-
Danny. Left?
Yeah.
There is only one left.
In the
it
whole
is
wide world or just the United States?
The whole wide world.
Wow.
Texas. It's the end of an era.
It really kind of is. I mean,
kinda
not that
is.
I'd been in one in a very long time, but I like the idea that people still went into them.
But like my generation were in there all the time. It was an event. And the fact that your generation has at least been in there. Have you
Yeah.
ever been in a Blockbuster?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a pretty successful track record right up until the time they collapsed.
I've been in one even here in Washington State.
Yeah?
Yeah. But it's been a long time. That one shut down maybe 10 years ago.
The number of people with salmonella linked to Kellogg's Honey Smack cereal has grown to 100 across the U.S., prompting the CDC to issue a blunt warning via Twitter. Do not eat this cereal. Period. Do not eat Honey Smacks.
Really?
Period.
Now, they did put
That would
out
contaminate 'em.
a recall, and somehow people are still eating it. As I said, 100 people across the country. So the CDC being very blunt, do not eat Honey Smacks. Simple as that.
Do you like Honey Smacks?
No, I never liked Honey
Bean
Smacks.
like Honey Smacks?
No.
They're never on my top, three, if you will. But
Yeah.
anytime I've had to have them, like I slept over at somebody else's house or some such things, these are great. And they make my favorite milk. Like when the cereal's gone, you still have the milk to drink out of the bowl.
Yeah.
It's delicious
Really?
maple milk.
Like good enough that you would, because normally you don't care about these recalls. If it's in your fridge,
No,
or freezer,
I don't.
Would you still eat your Honey Smacks?
Yeah, sure. But only because I don't believe in them. Those kind of. I think somebody's making it.
You don't believe that people have died?
Nope.
All right.
Unless they're here in Washington listening to the show, in which case I'm terribly sorry for your family. But if you're in the rest of America, you're making it up.
Right, but they're sick. They're not dying. They're just in serious gastrointestinal distress. You would just intentionally eat some recalled cereal, even though that's what could happen to you?
Is the end of your question, would you eat cereal that's been recalled? Yes, right now.
E. coli?
Yeah.
Ew.
All of the dice as to whether or not it's contaminated, and my bet is always that it's not. And so far, I've always been right.
Not every can of SpaghettiOs had the metal fragments in it,
Right.
and SpaghettiOs are delicious.
By the way, you can pass metal fragments.
Well, the Build-A-Bear Pay Your Age campaign did not work out so hot as they had to cancel the event after long lines. And now Chuck E. Cheese says they are going to get in to help reward people who weren't able to go to Build-A-Bear. They are going to offer pay your child's age with the Chucky Play Pass, which allows 30 minutes of all the games that you can play. So today and today only, you pay your kid's age. So if you take
Great.
Jelly Bean, Paul, to Chuck E. Cheese.
Well,
you
now
pay-
I have to because she's up and listening, and you just said it on the radio.
What's up, JP?
I was going to call you Uncle Paul, but
yeah, that'd be
you're
weird.
actually Dad, Paul. I remember I heard him at Jelly Beans, and he was going to take you there immediately after the show.
I know where one of the only ones left is. There's not a lot of those around here.
$7.
Chuck E. Cheese.
She can play all the games she wants in half an hour.
That's an actual great deal, to be honest with you, because I go there I've taken my kids there, I've had birthday parties in the hundreds of dollars, and they don't, they give you a certain amount of time that you can play the games. When that time is up, you can crank yourself into a $100 visit to Chuck E. Cheese, no problem.
Well, for you, it's going to be $58.
Right.
It's a lot.
Although I'm not my child, but I know what your point.
Yeah, but with that $7 pass that I buy for Jelly Bean, there's nobody there to stop me from playing skee ball with it.
I think there is.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Somebody distract that guy for me.
Yeah, I'll do that for you.
A terrible story making news this morning. Amnesty International is condemning Iranian authorities for publicly flogging a man who was convicted of consuming alcohol when he was 14 years old, which was 10 years ago. So 10 years have gone by, and this guy was given 80 lashes in a square in Kashmir. Now, this is just a town in Iran, and they said they don't understand why this punishment was carried out 10 years later.
I do.
Why?
Because you don't want to beat the 14-year-old. You're going to look bad.
You're going to wait till he's 24?
Yeah, well, at least wait till he's 18.
Because you wouldn't want to look bad.
Maybe they forgot about it. Yeah, when
And
you're
by the way,
flogging somebody in the public square,
80
your image
lashes,
is part.
it seems like a lot. 80 lashes, you
Yeah.
could take it.
I don't want to.
No, you don't want to, but it's not what you think. It's not a bull whip.
No.
It's this little stick, and it's administered by the Iranian moral police. And it hurts, but it's more, you wear a good jacket, you'll be fine.
I don't think you do wear a good jacket.
I think I'm going to wear a good jacket, and I think I'm going to be fine.
A 37-year-old New Jersey man has been arrested for allegedly speeding drunk in a school zone with a passenger on the roof of his BMW.
Well, that's just silly.
Somebody saw him speeding down the street, but then they noticed somebody was sitting on the hood of his car. Police arrived at the scene. Cops pulled him over. They smelled alcohol. They said he also had slurred speech, droopy eyes, and could not complete a field sobriety test. The person riding on the car, a 27-year-old buddy of his, also facing charges for disorderly conduct.
Well, that's stupid. What you say is my friend was so drunk, tried to drive and run me over. So I had to jump on the hood. What, are you crazy? That's the only thing that saved my life.
And sheriff's deputies were called to investigate reports of a naked man in Deep River County Park. When they arrived, they found a 62-year-old man wearing women's underwear, watching porn on his phone.
Well, that's just weird.
Yeah, he wasn't naked.
No. And by the way, you ever watch porno on your phone?
I have, yeah.
It does the trick, I guess, but it's
Yeah.
not the same thing.
No.
Police asked Alan Dover, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Relaxing."
Yeah, I'm thinking this guy's into it a little more deep.
I think they asked his brother Ben what he was doing. He told him.
It's such a sixth grade joke.
Where do you work? That would usually be a rousing compliment around here.
Yeah, right.
An apology to sixth graders.
How mature of you.
Well, I almost called him Ben. No, Alvin Dover was arrested because you can't actually do most of those things in a public park, and he was also quite intoxicated.
Most of them? Like, you can't, like, he could watch porn on his phone, right? As long as he's not showing it to anybody else. He could wear women's underwear.
I'm wearing them right now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you can do any of those things in a public park.
You know, the world that you rule is terrible.
Next thing you know, he's going to get flogged in the public square, which it sounds like he might like.
Yeah, who knows what this guy's hip to? Although I've been flogged, and it was terrible. Yeah. Just so you know.
So why were you advocating?
Yeah, you were just saying you could tag it. It's not
I didn't
that
do
bad.
this
It's a
thing.
little stick.
And I was not flogged with a little stick. I was flogged with a thing called a Sheenai when they were going to cane that kid in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Do you remember that story?
Yep.
He tagged some things. And no, that's what you think. But he was tagging some cars. He was a jerk, that kid.
Yeah.
But America's going, oh, you can't cane an American. And I thought, yeah, you really can and you should. So I thought it'd be funny to get caned. And it was not funny even a little bit.
An alleged criminal plan went awry when the criminal got stuck in the restaurant he was trying to rob. Employees first noticed something was wrong when smoke stopped ventilating properly from an exhaust vent. This was at a Golden Corral, and the manager did some digging and discovered the root of the problem was a human. 59-year-old Charlie Walker was stuck in the duct. So he tried to break in and got stuck in a ventilation duct, never made it into the restaurant.
Is he dead?
He is not.
Oh, okay.
He is behind bars, felony breaking and entering. He did a bunch of damage as well, but he, I guess, miscalculated where to drop into the restaurant and went into a duct.
It never seems to go well, although how would I know if one went well? But that was like my first story on America's Dumbest Videos, whatever. Some guy got stuck in a chimney trying to break into a restaurant.
What are you going to steal from Golden Corral? Like,
that chocolate waterfall.
Yeah, the chocolate
What's
fountain.
wrong with you?
You know what's weird?
The chocolate fountain will be off.
They put the chocolate fountain right next to the gravy fountain. They're trying to confuse people.
No, do? They're trying to give you a heart attack.
No, but I just said that.
See, welcome to Enjoy Your Friday.
I don't know where they put the gravy fountain and the chocolate fountain at the Golden Corral. I don't know that I've ever been to a Golden Corral, but it seems like they would have a gravy fountain.
Derek, do they have a gravy fountain at Golden Corral? That's your kind of joint.
I have not been to one yet, but I'd love to go. I keep telling myself I'm going to do it one of these
Road
days.
trip.
Road trip.
Oh,
let's do it.
write that down so we don't forget.
Wait, Paul, didn't you tell me I'm taking a road trip this weekend? I'm going to go down to Car Pros and
the Sonic. There's a new Sonic.
Yeah,
in
Sonic
Opened today.
right next door.
Right across the street.
So it's right across the street from Car Pros?
That's my understanding, yeah.
I got to go get that dill pickle slushy.
Slushy, yeah. Pickle juice slushy.
Yeah.
I'm excited. If you've ever wondered what it's like to live in the Buff, well, there is now a chance for you to find out. Cypress Cove Nudist Resort in Kissimmee is holding an open house tomorrow.
You want to be naked in a place called Kissimmee?
Yeah.
I'm just going to, once she gets mad at me, I'm going to say, well, I was in the title.
Some people wonder what it's like living in a nudist colony, and they are giving you a chance. They said there's lots to do here. There's docks, canoes, kayaks, paddleboards. There's a gym.
Ew.
You know how they get mad at you for not wiping down the seat when you're done?
Yeah,
you might want to make sure to wipe down that seat.
Ew. They said...
Raise my family as I wish to. Yeah, you say that, but you're weird raising your kid naked, in my opinion.
I don't say that a lot. And a 40-foot tall squirrel is causing some controversy.
Okay, both of those are crazy.
Yeah.
Either a 12 or a 40-foot tall squirrel.
It's a lot of squirrel.
Yeah, 12 meters, 40 feet.
Huge nuts.
That's what you'd have to have.
I mean, what else are you going to feed them?
Well, this is an art project, and some people are upset about this project. It popped up in Almaty, Kazakhstan, which we know is a new hotbed of travel and entertainment.
And art, for
and
sure.
art. Well, it turns out this giant rodent cost $67,000.
Cost who? $67,000.
Public funds.
I don't think they're spending their money wisely over there.
Yeah.
And is anybody besides me shocked that there's a country that ends in stan that does anything playful?
Yeah.
I hear Kazakhstan, I go, well, you cane your people and there's a war with your neighbors all the time.
What if they're going to give it as a gift to a neighboring stan, but inside there's soldiers hidden
like
inside?
a Trojan horse.
Yeah, it's a Trojan
squirrel.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't think they're at war with anybody. Kazakhstan.
No.
Oh, the stands.
I do not
they're at
believe
war.
that.
Somebody.
They're
yeah.
not. They're at war with each other.
I don't believe that to be true.
Oh, you don't know anything.
And they said it's like the kids love it. It's beautiful. And even though some people are upset, that giant squirrel and its very large nuts are going to be there for at least 9 months.
All right. Well, there you go. It seems weird to me.
Yeah.
But if they would rather play than bomb and stuff in a place called Stan, because I just go, Afghanistan can't be an easy place to grow up, but you look at it sometimes, and there's okay neighborhoods with decent restaurant. I'm basing all of this on travel shows.
Yeah, right.
But, it looks okay to me.
Strangely enough, I think Kazakhstan's pretty far from there. And I'm pretty sure last check, there were like 10 to 20 stands.
Yeah, we found at least 10 stands, I think.
Yeah.
Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan and
Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan.
Yeah.
Turduckistan.
Not positive.
One of them.
Not positive. There's a
Your mama's
turducken.
Pakistan. That's
That's a
definitely
real
one.
one.
Pakistan, Don't tell Stan. He'll get jealous. Wow, they haven't even got a vocal response. My goodness gracious.
Good God.
All right.
I can't see. Okay, no more squirrel talk. Now let's talk about another kind of strange animal, the woodchuck.
Yeah.
Paul Ryan. He is going to be leaving office in January and says he now needs a new car, partly because he'll no longer be driven around by security detail, but partly because of a family of woodchucks who ate his old one.
They ate his old car?
Yes.
Wow. You know what Paul Ryan should do on his way out? Because he's such a commanding dude and says stuff. He should actually tell you the answer of how much wood a woodchuck could chuck, if in fact that thing could chuck wood.
Yeah, he said he went to get his Chevy Suburban, wouldn't start, took it to the dealership, and they said, "You've got a family of woodchucks living in here."
And they know they're not squirrels because they're all epidemiologists.
No, they're mechanics, but a woodchuck's very different than a squirrel.
Yeah, but when was the last time you saw a bunch of woodchucks in a car?
I haven't, but if I saw a family of woodchucks, I think I could tell they weren't squirrels.
You could?
Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely, they're huge.
I might think that they're beavers or prairie dogs, but I definitely would know they weren't squirrels.
Did you think it was a 12-foot squirrel with giant nuts?
40-foot squirrel.
40 foot.
12 meters. Clearly, it's Friday.
Yeah.
I know what that means.
It's time for the Friday Fun Fact.
Friday Fun Fact.
Well, my friends, not only is it Friday, it is Friday the 13th.
Oh.
It is?
That explains a lot of this show.
Yep. Many people have a phobia about the number 13, triskaidekaphobia.
Yep.
And some of the other most common phobias, arachnophobia. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's fear of spiders. Acrophobia, fear of heights. And ophidiophobia,
Really?
fear of snakes. Now, Wayne and Puyallup and I both have sinosilicophobia, which is fear of an empty beer glass.
Oh.
It's a big fear.
What's the clown one? Fear of clowns.
It's called sanity.
You guys remember this was like 2 years ago that like all over the country people were running around dressed as clowns with giant knives and nobody did anything about it. We just forgot about it.
Did you just say to me with a straight face, do you remember what we were talking about 2 years ago?
Do you remember?
I don't remember what we're talking about right now, Paul.
There were thousands of clowns carrying butcher knives
Yes,
all
there
around the
were.
country.
Right.
And we didn't do anything about it, and then it just stopped one day, and we went, "Oh, that was
Well,
weird."
because stupid people realized they were stupid people.
I did kind of forget about that it just stopped out of nowhere.
It's crazy.
Coulrophobia is the fear of clowns.
Oh, I thought that was the fear of dope. I don't know.
There, you're going to take your shot. You should have taken your shot, man.
I have coulrophobia and sinosilicophobia. I do not have an empty beer glass. What I do have is a whole lot of beer up at KZOK.com right now.
Yeah.
Brand new beer blog up there. All the beer I drank in Canada. And I got to tell you, there are a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
I was apparently drinking a lot of beer up there. My beer blog is brought to you by 210 Brewing Company at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. You can see it now at KZOK.com. We are going to take a very, very short siesta and come back with music news, entertainment, sports, and oh so much more. Starting with some news about Kiss. Gene Simmons said there is an upcoming Kiss World Tour and that some of the former Kiss members may be joining. Now, he just did some work where a bunch of the ex-Kiss people did join him. Vinnie Vincent, Ace Frehley, Peter Kiss. However...
By the way, I don't mean to interrupt, but Vinnie Vincent is not a real member of Kiss. Vinnie Vincent is a guy that replaced real members of Kiss.
Oh, yeah.
But he is still a former member of Kiss.
Right, yes, totally true.
Gene Simmons says if any former members of the band are going to make guest appearances on the upcoming world tour, which they likely will, they will not be allowed to wear makeup. So if Peter Criss were to join them, if Vinnie Vincent were to join them, if Ace Frehley were to join Kiss on stage in this tour, no makeup allowed.
For everyone or just for those guys?
For those guys.
Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, and whoever the drummer is these days, they'll be
Correct.
wearing makeup.
Yep.
It seems really awkward and weird.
It really does.
And
yeah.
aside from that, I mean, you know that band member by their outfits.
makeup.
Peter Criss, the Cat Man. There's no two ways
Yeah.
about it. Ace Frehley, Starman. Wait, no, he's a different one. That's Paul
Spaceman?
Stanley. Spaceman.
Yeah, Paul Stanley's, Starman, Star Child.
Now, the chances of Peter Criss going are slim to none. He said last time this event that he was doing, Peter Criss did show up as requested, and he said it was just a short time. He said, I think Peter's done. He doesn't want to be in the public eye. He'll sign a couple of autographs and then peace out. He had a good time, but it's just not what he wants to do.
Right.
But anyone else...
Because he's so busy doing other Peter Criss stuff.
sleeping on piles of money, I'm guessing.
I think he's doing all right, to be honest with you.
The Emmy Awards were announced yesterday, and John Legend was nominated for his first Emmy. If he gets it, he will be part of an elite group of people because he will have achieved an EGOT.
He will have gotten an EGOT?
Yes.
His Academy Award is for something really famous, I remember. And then
Selma.
what else do you have to get? Oh, Grammys.
Grammy.
A Tony.
A Tony. He's already got all those. All he's missing
hell for?
is the Emmy.
Then I'm
So-
a fan. But this one's for Jesus Christ Superstar, right?
Correct. Jesus Christ Superstar had a lot of different nominations. Best Lead Actor for him. And this is his big first one for this role, for this category. So he'll compete against Antonio Banderas, Benedict Cumberbatch, Darren Criss for the assassination of Gianni Versace.
Oh, that guy was great.
Jeff Daniels and Jesse Plemons, for Black Mirror and The Looming Tower. So he has won 10 Grammys.
Jeez.
He got an Oscar for their song Glory, which was from the movie Selma.
Yeah.
And he got a Tony for co-producing the Broadway play Jitney. He'll have an EGOT, man.
So, just so I'm aware of this, the category for the play one is for executive producer?
Correct.
Wow. He's a talented guy. I thought he was a very good Jesus. I'm biased because I'm friends with Ted Neely, the original Jesus from Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah.
But I thought he did all right.
Well, only 12 people have ever gotten an EGOT, so it'd be pretty impressive. Whoopi Goldberg, Rita Moreno. Was it Al
What
Brooks,
odd
I think?
people.
Yeah, Mel
to
Brooks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, what odd people.
Handmaid's Tale just wrapped up its second season. I did not watch it, but people said the ending was mind-blowing.
School teacher does.
As part of the Handmaid's Tale wrapping up the season, on Wednesday, they announced a line of wines would be coming out. 3 wines, 2 reds named after handmaids on the tail, and then a white named after the commander's wife, Serena Joy. However, right after they made this announcement, there was such backlash, they pulled it from shelves. Apparently, in Handmaid's Tale, there is a lot of sexual assault, and the names are of those who have been assaulted, and they thought it was...
So what you would definitely want to do is shame the victim, I think. Because
Well,
that's what they're saying.
Some people are saying.
They're saying that a woman named Susie was sexually assaulted. Really?
now
Well,
we-
we just gave her her own wine. Oh, no, that's bad. Don't give her anything. That's what it smells like to me.
They said it just seemed in poor taste, so they have pulled those from
Well,
the
if your wines taste poorly, then you probably shouldn't sell them anyway. You're welcome.
Yeah.
It makes things you've said not the stupidest things on the show today.
Oh, no, I don't know. Pat yourself on the back too much.
Something a little strange happened at a movie theater, and now a perpetrator of the crime is behind bars. Now, tempers can flare at the movies.
Yeah.
We know this is happening if you, say, are talking or you're eating too loud or something, your cell phone.
Put
In
your
this
kick in
case-
my seat.
Insult some other guy's kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bad way to go.
In this case, the suspect did not want to sit in his own seat. He kept sitting in reserved seats because a lot of movie theaters now you actually pick your seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this guy went over to seat number 17. They're like, that's not your seat. He wouldn't get up. So what did he do? He stabbed the person.
Which
They-
person?
Whose seat it was and said, get out of my seat.
So the guy who was in the seat that was not supposed to be there stabbed the guy that was supposed to be there.
Yep.
Wow.
They
An
were
overreaction.
watching The Purge.
I can't get a straw at the movies. Where's this guy get a knife?
I'm going to guess he brought it with him. But they were watching The Purge, a horror movie where people get 12 hours to commit any crime they want. So maybe he was confused and thought he could commit any crime.
Sure. It's stabbing guys.
Since it's Friday, we do have a lot of movies
Well,
coming
did
out.
the guy die?
No, he did not.
Okay.
And the perpetrator is behind bars.
Who got the seat for the rest of the movie?
Derek will be telling us about all the new movies in theaters.
That was a fair question.
In
You smell
just
that?
moments.
Smells
For-
like I'm sick of you.
Right now, let's take a look at sports. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the Mariners, big loss to the Angels.
Yeah.
11-2.
The Angels suck.
Albert Pujols hit his 630th home run, tying Griffey for sixth place on the all-time home run.
That's
list.
sixth place. What was the number you said?
630.
Wow.
With
So
no
you got
asterisks.
apparently you got to be. So is the record in the 800s yet?
I think so.
Wow. Crazy.
I can't remember who's the top three for home runs because
The Bambino was 714. That's how I judge everything.
is by Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of activity on that list in the past few years, and then I can't remember with asterisks or not asterisks who's up there.
Barry Bonds, 762. Hank Aaron, 755. Babe Ruth, 714.
See the asterisks.
A-Rod, number 4.
Asterisks.
On the list. Yeah,
But
696.
still, even with asterisks, they didn't get to that 800 number.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they'd gotten up there. I don't think Albert Pujols will do it at 630, and he's like 75 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he probably won't get it then.
Mariners, they're going to turn it around today.
Turn it around.
Sure.
Playing the Rockies. First pitch, 5:40. Start time on Root Sports. Christian Bergman, welcome to the mound against your former team, Antonio Senzatala.
He used to play for the Antonio Senzentalas.
They're famous. They're so hard to get a whole roster.
I don't even understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Wimbledon, Serena Williams headed to the final. Congratulations, rooting for her just 10 months after giving birth to her daughter, Olympia.
I could do it.
You could be a
Both
women's
parts.
tennis champion after giving birth.
And play within 10 months.
I don't believe you.
Well, you're wrong. Pick up a racket.
If you do that, I will get you a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Now, you say these words
I
to
promise
taunt me.
you. I promise you. You have a baby today,
Right.
and 10 months from now, you become a women's tennis champion.
Okay. I can't have a baby today. You're ridiculous.
All right.
I will have a baby in the near future, maybe 3 weeks from now, and then I will play within 10
All right,
months.
I will extend this offer for 3 weeks.
All right.
The Seattle Storm tomorrow play the Dallas Wings. Tip-off is at 6.
Go
The
Tip-off.
Sounders
Go Wings.
have a match at 11
No,
against
Wings.
Atlanta
That just came out
United.
wrong.
World Cup action tomorrow. It's the third-place
Tips.
playoff game between Belgium and England, 7 a.m. World Cup final happens Sunday. France versus Croatia, 8 a.m. Go Croatia.
I mean, that's fine. Root for the underdog.
Yeah, the
Who's gonna
second
lose.
smallest country in the world to win if they win.
That's right.
Second smallest to even make the finals.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Houston Texans defensive end J.J.
What?
has done something awesome yet again.
Get up in the morning.
He very quietly donated $10,000 to help the family of a Wisconsin firefighter who was killed in an explosion. This happened earlier in the week. A natural gas explosion led to the death of a firefighter, leaving behind a wife with 3-year-old twin daughters.
Oh.
He is from this area, played college football in Wisconsin. It meant a lot to him and was heartbroken to hear this. So he donated $10,000 to a GoFundMe page for the family.
That's nice. He's a lovely guy.
Yeah.
He really is so sweet. This weekend, we've got the American Century Celebrity Golf Tournament, and Charles Barkley will be playing.
How do those guys, meaning guys over 6'6" or so, let alone 7 feet tall, play a decent round of golf? How's that
that's
possible?
The funny thing, Danny, they don't.
Oh, well, okay then.
His swing is so ugly.
How ugly is it?
He is so bad at playing golf.
How bad is he?
His odds are 6,000 to 1 of winning this
I
tournament.
think he's going to win. Yeah. All he's got to do is play golf, right?
6,000 to 1 odds of winning this golf tournament.
Yeah.
Now, some people have said, well, the only way for Charles Barkley to win the tournament is if all the other players withdraw.
Well,
Because he's that bad.
I think he could beat somebody.
They'd have to withdraw a handful of times, too, because there's not 5,999 other guys playing.
Yes, there are. They're all over 7 feet tall, Paul.
Huge tournament.
Former
That's what she
MLB
said.
pitcher Mark Mulder has won the tournament 3 times.
Every time.
Tony
He's
Romo.
your friend.
No, not anymore. Tony Romo is 2 to 1 odds. Steph Curry 15 to 1. Former MLB pitcher John Smoltz is 10 to 1. Aaron Rodgers 30 to 1.
All right. What's going on over there, Paul?
You killed him. I don't know what you said.
I don't know what I
I
said.
don't know. Is it repeatable?
I don't even know what he said. It might have been something I said, and I might have not even said it out loud.
Welcome to my world. From now on, when you ask me who you're talking to, I'm going to say Paul.
Yeah, it's clearly Friday.
Yeah. Our last Friday, too.
Most
At
likely.
least mine.
We've got a whole slew of new movies in theaters.
I love this part.
Our movie expert is in his house to tell us everything.
Where is he?
He's in his house, in hizzy. What?
Okay, just checking.
I know what year it is. Hotel Transylvania 3. Summer
Derek,
vacation. Hotel
Derek, what's
Transylvania
crack-a-lacking with Hotel Transylvania 3?
I'm relaxing like Michael Jackson.
What's poppin'? All right, this is an animated family drama that stars everyone and your grandmother.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler, Andy Samberg, Selena Gomez, Kevin James, Fran Drescher, Steve Buscemi, Molly Shannon, David Spade, Keegan-Michael Key, and Mel Brooks.
That guy's got an ingot.
EGOT.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
Hotel Transylvania 3. They go on a monster cruise ship so Drac can take a summer vacation from the hotel.
Oh, it's like a theme, so he can go be out.
Yes,
Yeah.
as a
He
monster.
looks like a vampire.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah,
It's all smooth sailing for the Drac Pack as
Until-
monsters indulge until the dream vacation turns into a nightmare when Mavis realizes Drac has fallen for the captain of the ship who hides a dangerous secret that could destroy monster kind.
Oh, no. I told Amy last night, I said, let's go see that this weekend. She thought I was kidding. And I asked again. She said, no, that's stupid. And I sit around and watch cartoons all day.
Yeah.
How does she not know I want to go see that?
She does. She
I
just
know.
thinks you're stupid.
We should break up.
It's rated PG, and Hotel Transylvania 3, well, the reviewers will tell you if you should go see it. Derek, what does Rotten Tomatoes say?
It's a lot like a botched blood transfusion. 57% rotten.
That is botched.
The first two were good.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
Skyscraper.
Sarah did not go see those movies.
I saw one on an airplane.
Okay.
I watched another little bit over Matt's shoulder on an airplane. PG-13 Skyscraper is opening up. This looks terrible. Although it does star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, just because the movie sucks doesn't mean I wouldn't spoon the guy.
Yeah.
That's a big, adorable bear of a man.
Nev Campbell is back on the big screen. The Rock leads the cast to... He's a former FBI hostage rescuer. Do we even care what the plot is? This movie looks so stupid.
I'm interested. He blew his foot out, and they won't explain it to me in the commercials.
Did he have a foot when we started?
I don't know. See?
No, I doubt it because he's a war veteran. So
like
maybe
a
he
real
lost
one,
it.
or is he like a Borat one?
Yeah, that's what I was going to
What is
ask.
wrong with you people?
What do you mean, you people?
He's got to save the world in Skyscraper. What are the reviewers saying about this?
Who scraped this trash off the cutting room floor? 52% rotten.
Very nice, Derek.
Gus Van Sant has a new movie. It's rated R and stars Joaquin Phoenix and his girlfriend Rooney Mara. A lot of other people like Carrie Brownstein in this movie, Beth Ditto, Kim Gordon.
So Beth Ditto.
I'm sorry?
Perfect. Beth Ditto.
Beth Ditto and Kim Gordon, who are in bands. They're female
I was just playing around with
musicians.
the word ditto, and it didn't work out for me.
Clearly.
It happens.
Not to you.
No, a lot, yeah.
After nearly dying in a car accident, the last thing Oregon slacker John intends to do is give up alcohol. Encouraged by his girlfriend to do so, he enters a treatment program and his life turns around. Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot is the name of this movie that has had
What's it about?
Has had a lot of people talking. Derek, what are the reviewers saying?
These boots are made for Joaquin, and that's just what they'll do. 77% fresh.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
I give you Derek. Huh?
In
I didn't
his
even hear
house.
if the movie was good or not
No.
because I was so impressed by that.
Well, the second I heard the boots were made for Joaquin,
Yeah.
it's got to be positive.
You said
And it
fresh,
was,
right?
Yeah.
Fresh?
77% fresh.
Nice.
Wow. All right. A movie a lot of people are talking about, saying this could be one of the best little films of the year. It's a rated R comedy starring a whole bunch of people you've never heard of. Kayla, a 13-year-old girl, endures the tidal wave of suburban adolescence as she makes her through the last week of middle school. She's going to begin high school next year, trials and tribulations. The movie is called 8th Grade. What do the reviews say, Derek?
It's better than my 8th grade year where I spent most days being pushed into a garbage can. 98% fresh.
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
A lot of people talking about this movie being one of the best indie films of the summer. Puzzle is opening up, starring Kelly MacDonald. It's rated R, a drama. It looks at a woman named Agnes who reaches her 40s without venturing far from home, her tight-knit immigrant community, till she mysteriously receives a jigsaw puzzle in the mail, and turns out she's really good at it, and it changes her life. Puzzle. What do the reviewers say, Derek?
All the pieces fall nicely into place. 82% fresh.
Wow. I saw a commercial for it or something. It seemed interesting.
All right. One last film,
Sounds terrible.
which stars Woody Harrelson, James Marsden, Rob Reiner, Mila Jovovich, Jessica Biel, Tommy Lee Jones. It's rated R and directed by Rob Reiner.
I like all of those people.
All of those people
Yeah.
saying the same thing.
This movie's called Shock and Awe, and it is indeed about 2003 and the White House administration and the invasion of Iraq. Shock and Awe.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty heavy. What do the reviewers have to say about Shock and Awe, Derek?
More like shock and blah. 40% rock.
Wow. That much talent, you couldn't get 85%.
And you've got 15 years to write a script that was already written.
Right.
You watched it on TV.
All of these trailers are up at KZOK.com. Derek, that was pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
Thank you for those
Yeah.
reviews.
Oh, Joaquin.
And Derek, tell people how they can go to the movies for free.
Well, if you want a chance to go see one of these movies, you're free. For free, you're in luck because today is Free Movie Friday.
Free Movie Friday!
The Adam Tickets app lets you browse movie titles, buy tickets, invite friends, pre-order concessions all from your phone, and skip the lines. Today, Adam Tickets wants to give you a chance at free movie tickets. All you got to do is text them now. Text WIND. That's WIND to Adam1. That's 28661 for your chance to win. Standard data and text message rates may apply.
All right. Thank you very much. I do want to say thank you to some of our listeners, Glenn and Phyllis on Whidbey Island. They sent us a nice note telling us that we're great. Clearly, they don't have the best taste.
Yeah,
But
I
they,
guess they don't get the show out there on
You
Whidbey
guys
Island.
should just say thanks.
Thank you.
They sent me this awesome bumper sticker.
Oh, it says I love Beaver because you
Says
do.
I love Beaver. Thank you guys very much. And thank you, of course, for listening. We had so many awesome calls and texts. Thank all of you.
Yeah.
And Monday, we have a hot show. What are we giving people at 7:20?
We're going to give people a chance to win tickets to see Rob Schneider at the
Wow.
Skagit Valley Casino Resort.
Deuce Bigelow.
Yeah.
I'm out. I can't think of another one of his movies.
Oh,
Deuce
he's-
Bigelow Part 2.
he was in Waterboy.
Waterboy.
He was in Waterboard. He put an interrogator.
Maybe
So
that's
weird.
what we'll do is come up with the name of.
No,
of
we
this
say
movie.
lines. Each one of us say a line from a movie, except
Yeah.
only one of them is a
I'll
Rob
be
Schneider.
back.
Yeah, see? And if
It's
they go,
not a tumor.
why are all going to go with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Can't we think outside the box?
Are
Just
you
a little-
Sarah Connor?
Oh, my God. She just won't play right.
Danny DeVito, you are not my brother.
You know who is my brother?
Who's your brother?
Oh, well, Anthony. But you know who I like a whole lot?
Who has a tumor?
I like Steve Slayton so much better than my actual brother. I will tell you that right now. Anyway, the Silver Fox is going to come in this room any second now, and he's going to play a lot of classic rock and roll for you because that's what he does. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you on Monday. Bye.